Good morning.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Come on.
Wait for it. You're going to do it. You're going to sigh, aren't you? You're going to breathe.
Woosah. Hey, we've been doing that all morning. In
Yes,
fact,
we
I
have.
got out of my car this morning. I was...
And then I got out of my car and I did the same thing. So we're on the same wavelength. I hope you are too. Goeiemorgen. Good morning. I hope that you are doing well this morning. My name is Carl, aka Carl Key for some. It's entirely up to you. You call me what you need to call me.
Or wasty pants.
Wasty pants works very well too. It's entirely. What about yours? I've never heard a nickname from your side. Like a G. It's always G. That's not enough.
G-Unit.
G-Unit makes sense, yeah. I like that. That works.
So silly.
G-Man.
My name is actually Graham, and it is my absolute pleasure to be here for you this morning, because we're here for you for the next 3 hours, and it's just the boys. It's like my two bays and a baby. We could be a 90s rom-com.
We could actually.
Hey, my two bays and a baby.
In like all of us chilling in the same apartment.
Yeah, looking after a little bubba.
Exactly.
Be really fun.
While doing push-ups and stuff.
We digress. Of course, we've got you for 3 hours, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to continue exploring our heritage, building up to Heritage Day this Friday. And this morning, we are going to be meeting an incredible content creator and a creator of the Nandikwa Dolls, a South African doll that symbolizes an image of a confident, dignified, and most importantly, proudly African woman. Love that.
It is fantastic. Then we meet Nandikwa Dolls, a TikToker who holds 347,000 followers. That's only around 346,127 more than Graham. Anyway, she shares a dish that best represents her heritage. We're talking about dumplings and chakalaka.
Oh, we love it, man. We're going to fill the belly, and we hopefully are going to fill your heart.
Indeed.
So my other bae is here this morning. I don't know, I'm like spoiled for choice, and he looks resplendent.
Oh, he does.
Look at that. And he looks like a winner.
Yes.
Looks like a winner.
Look at him,
All you do
Lyle.
is win,
Love
win.
you.
Good morning, sunshine.
Stop it, you. Stop it. You're making me smile, and I like it. And hopefully we're going to do the same for you this morning. Mzansi, thank you so much for joining us. It's the middle of the week, but that's nothing to be afraid of, because, of course, we've got you covered for the next 3 hours, and we're about to put so many smiles and so many memories on your dial. And, of course, this morning we've got another conversation to talk to you about. It was the 73rd Emmy Awards that took place this weekend, right? And it was a spectacle nonetheless. Of course, everybody's so entertained when it comes to film and media these days, and just craving some more of it. So our question this morning is, there's 3 looks that we've found and we thought were absolutely incredible. And we want to know from you, of these 3 looks, which one was your favorite? Now, for me, I gotta say, I didn't even know who the gentleman in the suit was initially. That's apparently Seth Rogen. Not Seth Rogen, Seth. I'm not sure I'm gonna find out soon. I'm not too sure, but they all look incredible. But I wanna know from you exactly who is the best looking one, or what your favorite look is this morning, of course, on the Expresso show. Come through on the social medias, and we wanna know all the good stuff. And of course, before we get into all of that, here's Carl with the news. See you soon.
Thanks a lot, Raul. Okay, let's get into some of those news details for you. And starting off with national news, the SA energy regulator, NERSA, has granted Turkey's car power ship 3 licenses to generate power on floating gas ships at ports. This follows after NERSA approved a license to car power ship SA to generate power at Saldanha, Kruger in the Eastern Cape, and Richards Bay in KZN. NERSA's decision follows after the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment rejected licenses for the power vessels in June. Its plan to generate power on its floating gas ships and plug it into the SA grid has been stridently opposed by environmental activists. Meanwhile, the Polokwane High Court yesterday ordered the Limpopo Department of Basic Education to revise its plans towards completely eradicating pit toilets. This after a learner, Michael Komape, died in a school pit toilet at Chebeng village outside Polokwane 7 years ago. In a ruling, Judge Gerrit Miller ordered the Limpopo Education Department to release a list of all schools that still use pit toilets within 90 days. Michael's parents, James and Rosina Mamape, they welcomed the verdict as well. Now, international news, let's move there. Zimbabwe has reported a bumper harvest of maize and other grains capable of feeding the country's 14.6 million people for the next year. The estimated maize production for 2021 stands at 2.7 million tons, triple the 2020 harvest, and this year the agricultural sector is projected to grow more than 3 times, with 11% projected in the budget. The country's large production output has primarily been attributed to favorable rainfall supported by government programs. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party will form Canada's next government following a tightly contested general election against Conservative rival Erin O'Toole. Trudeau, however, fell short of his target of winning the necessary 170 seats to form a majority government. Trudeau's Liberal Party won at 157 seats compared to the Conservatives' 122. Trudeau called the snap election in mid-August, hoping he could capitalize on his handling of the pandemic to win a majority. And next news from Sunday night's Emmy Awards celebrations. Now, just yesterday morning, we marveled at the achievers of the 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards in Los Angeles. The royal drama The Crown and TV comedy Ted Lasso were the big winners with 7 and 4 Emmys respectively. But that was only part of the buzz, as it was one of the first in-person red carpets to occur since COVID-19. The pandemic turned red carpet dressing into virtual Instagram fits and Zoom dressing that finally came to pass at the ceremony when gender was redefined on fashion's most conservative platform. The likes of Billy Porter, Timothy Chalamet, as well as Jonathan Van Ness were serving looks that suggested that not only was the traditional suit dead, but a new era of fashion had begun. The rise of the non-binary red carpet. And I can tell you fashion experts agree that top fashion honors went to Carl Clemens Hopkins from Hacks, perfectly named person, who wore a Christian Siriano ensemble, a slash-shoulder reveal top which recalled the late Princess Diana's revenge dress, matched with a cummerbund and, of course, sash in the colors of the non-binary flag. Saturday night's live, so shall I say, SNL's Bowen Yang, meanwhile, pushed the boat out for the gender-neutral heels with his Rancho silver shoes. And don't worry, when it comes to Emmys and looks, we plan to unpack that properly a little later on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. For now, that wraps up the news. Let's jump into sport. Here's Chi.
Thanks so much, Carl. Let's start with rugby, and I think a fair amount of nerves in the air, certainly within the Springbok camp, and Springbok coach Jacques Ninema, as a result, has opted to recall the experienced trio of Lood de Jager, Elton Jantjies and Frans Steyn for Saturday's Rugby Championship clash up against the All Blacks. There are 2 changes in the starting lineup, with de Jager returning in the place of Marvin Orrie, while Kwagga Smith replaces Franco Mostert. The bomb squad is no more, with a 5-3 split on the bench as Elton Jantjies and Frans Steyn join Herschel Jantjies among the replacements. And then a proud moment for Trevor Nyakane, as he'll earn his 50th cap after being named at loosehead. This will be the 100th test between the 2 rivals, with the Boks having won 36 and lost 59 of the last 99 matches. On to football. Bafana head coach Hugo Broos has stuck to his plan of building a new and younger national team, with players such as Tabani Zuke, Jesse Don and Terence Masheko included in the provisional squad. Tshegofatso Mabaso and Vincent Pula have also been called up, while veteran fullback Sifiso Tlantli, he makes a return into the team. Bafana are gearing up for back-to-back World Cup qualifiers against Ethiopia on the 9th and the 12th of October. South Africa head into these games at the top of Group C with 4 points from their 2 matches thus far, after drawing 0-0 against Zimbabwe and then beating Ghana 1-0. Bruce will name the final 23-man squad on Saturday. On the ladies' side of that coin, Banyana defeated Nigeria 4-2 in a thriller to claim the Aisha Buhari Cup title in Lagos. Desiree Ellis's Chargers were brilliant in the first half and took a 3-0 lead into the break. An own goal from Alozi Chidi opened the scoring before a penalty from Linda Matalo and a goal from Gabriela Salgado capped off a brilliant first 45. The second half was a nervy affair, with Nigeria pulling 2 goals back before Mamelo Makabane netted on the 86th minute a penalty to seal the win and the trophy. 3. Then it's right back into action in the IPL. The Rajasthan Royals, they edged out the Punjab Kings by 2 runs in the Indian Premier League yesterday. Punjab, they won the toss and elected to bowl first. The Royals posting a very competitive 185 in their 20 overs with Yashasvi Jaiswal top scoring with 49. Then Arshdeep Singh, he was the pick of the bowlers for the Kings, taking 5 for 32. An incredible bowling effort there. In response, Punjab only lost 4 wickets but still lost the game. Adam Markram in the runs there, scoring 26 not out, with Mayank Agarwal notching up 67. But it was all about Kartik Tyagi as the 20-year-old took 2 wickets and amazingly defended just 4 runs in that final over. Nerves of steel to secure the win for his team. If you missed any of those details, we'll do it all over again in about an hour or so. Right now, though, let's give you a broader weather perspective and so the temperatures. It seems like a slightly warmer day today that you can expect.
Thank you so much, G. Now, to take a look at the weather this morning and an interesting phenomenon that took place last night. Skywatchers who cast their gaze to high heavens last night saw the magnificent first spring full moon. Now, this is also known as the harvest moon. Now, if you missed it, you can still enjoy this astronomical event anytime after dark tonight or tomorrow night. Now, so why exactly is this full moon so special? Well, the harvest moon is an old European name referring to farmers that, quote, sometimes need to work late by the light of the moon for the harvest. Now, the Oxford English Dictionary mentions 1706 as the year of its first published use, and the best time to view a full moon is a few days after the first quarter. Now, the harvest moon was exactly 180 degrees opposite the sun in ecliptic longitude in the early hours of yesterday morning. Now, take note, because you may wish to set your alarm to admire the harvest moon, associated with love in many countries and featuring in numerous titles of love stories while it lasts. Take advantage indeed. Now, if moon gazing isn't quite your thing, then we hope these sunrise views are. And starting us off this morning is regular contributor and longtime fan of the show, just kind of like family right now. It's Louise G. Cherry from Maybury Park, Alberton, who shared this beautiful image of the sky as the sunlight breaks through the cloud cover. And then we had Michelle Hendricks from Easterplaat in Cape Town, who sent this photo of the sky beginning to light as the sun begins to rise in the distance, casting an absolutely stunning orange glow. Mzansi, thank you for making me smile, and thank you again for sending in these sunrise pictures. We absolutely love it. But now to take a look at the rest of the temperatures around the country. Starting off in Polokwane, you start your day on a low of 7 and a high of 22 degrees. Mbombela, your maximum is 21 with a low of 10 degrees. Pretoria starts the day on 10, moving up to 24 degrees Celsius. And then Johannesburg starts the day on 9, moving up to 22 degrees. Mahikeng, you start your day on 11, moving up to 25 degrees Celsius. And then Klerksdorp starts the day on 11, moving up to 27 degrees. Kimberley, you start your day on 13, moving up to 27 as well. And then Bloemfontein starts the day on a chillier 8 degrees, moving up to 25 degrees Celsius. And Richards Bay starts the day with a maximum of 21, a maximum of 21 and a low of 12, with 25% chance of cloud cover. And then Pietermaritzburg has a low of 8, moving up to 21 degrees maximum for the day. And then in Durban, you start your day on 14, moving up to a high of 21. Mthatha, a low of 8 and a high of 23 degrees Celsius. And in East London, your day starts on 14, moving up to 21 degrees. And Cradock, very similar, with a low of 9 and a high of 27 degrees Celsius. Berga starts the day on 13, moving up to 20 degrees. And then in George, your day has a maximum of 21 and a minimum of 13 degrees. Cape Town, your day starts on 14, moving up to 23. Worcester can expect a low of 14 and a high of 29 degrees Celsius. And Sutherland is finally getting a little bit warmer. Your minimum of the day is only 10 degrees, moving up to 24 degrees Celsius. And last but not least, Uppington, a low of 15 and a high of 32 degrees Celsius. Now, that's a wrap-up of the weather for this morning. Of course, if you are looking for some energy, a booster, or just to get your day going, then G's got something special planned. Check it out.
Thank you, winner, because all that guy does is win, okay? Wanted to sink into his brain, man. He's got a big comp coming up, man. So send him positive vibes. Send him that energy. But we're going to send you some positive spring energy right now. And when we think spring, fresh fruits and maybe a refreshing drink with friends come to mind. And if you love coffee as much as we clearly do, then this really interesting thyme and grapefruit Ethiopia Jammin' is perfect for you. I hope I'm saying it right because it's quite a strange name.
Well,
okay?
let's get jamming then.
Hello, let's get jamming. My incredibly talented, wonderful, intelligent, amazing friend.
Yes.
In the kitchen, you are the superstar. Have you ever made one of these before?
I've heard about it, I've never made it before, but I like the fact that we get to do it together for the first time.
We're going to play today because this looks really interesting. We're obviously using a wonderful variety of our Expresso, the Ethiopia blend. I think it's got quite floral notes anyway, so I think it's going to lend itself. It's got quite a high acidity. So because I think the mixing of a citrus and a coffee is quite a weird thing to me. And the time...
That's exactly what I was getting to. The floral notes of the thyme, the floral notes of the Ethiopian blend, and the grapefruit. All of that is just going to give you something that's quite amazing. So you can actually get started on the coffee. On my end, all I'm going to do is start with our ice cubes because we're going into that season. We're in that season now.
It's going to be quite a warm day today, thankfully.
So it's all about refreshment. So we need those ice cubes in there. I'm going to actually just put all of them in there. And then we go in with
crazy.
Normally, if you want to, you could actually put the thyme at the end and muddle it a bit so that it releases some of its essence and so forth. And that actually helps to blend with whatever other flavor you're putting in there.
I heard about, is this normal thyme or citrus thyme? Because I heard about citrus thyme. I wasn't aware that we have so many varietals, if that's the right word, of kind of herbs that you think, okay, just one kind of version of.
No, there's quite a few. There's even a lemon thyme.
A lemon thyme.
So it depends just how it's infused. And in this instance, I'd like to think this is the citrus thyme. I could be wrong, but let's just keep it
No,
short.
definitely. You can see by the slightly elongated leaves. No, I'm talking absolute nonsense. I have no idea. But it's going to be floral and beautiful as well. And it looks pretty cool as well, hey?
It does. And I'm trying my, what's this?
Sorry, yeah, I could have given you a little jug, hey? That could have made it life a little bit easier.
But if you look at this, I'm trying to get those layers just so you can see the grapefruit at the bottom, the sparkling water in the center, or the soda water in the center. And then not only do you give people something that tastes amazing, but you give them something that looks amazing as well.
Oh,
so maybe you should give this a shot.
Try.
Let me know what you think.
So, of course, what I love with this Master Origins Ethiopia coffee, you've got something that is, it's taken a lot of time to achieve this beautiful kind of flavor balance made using sun-dried, dry-pressed Arabica beans. It's got a mild bitterness body as well, kind of a nice roasting kind of biscuitiness, but a high acidity as well. And you'll pick up notes of orange blossom, vibrant notes. Cool. Sorry, I always have to smell with my eyes closed. I don't know why, but it's like...
It's important because we use all our senses whenever we eat, whenever we drink. So it is important just to get that in. And then once you have that, it sort of prepares your mouth for whatever you're about to have.
It is super refreshing.
And you've got a beautiful coffee
Do you like my moustache?
Keep it on. Don't take it off.
I'm going to keep it all spring.
We love it.
That's my look for spring. I love that. It is so, so refreshing. That's lovely, and it's nice with the layers. Kind of, you get like a blast of coffee, and then those floral notes just come with the grapefruit. It really works, man. I'm jamming. I'm jamming. This is absolutely beautiful. So to help you create your own delicious spring-inspired drinks, we've got an amazing prize up for grabs. So while you go on to expressoshow.com and start making this little guy for yourself, we could be giving you this. Take a look at that. An Espresso Essenza mini bundle and 5 sleeves of coffee worth a cool 3,455 randellas. To stand a chance of winning this incredible prize, reply to the competition post on our Facebook, our Twitter, or our Instagram page and tell us, what is your favorite way to drink coffee in spring? Maybe this will become that. Remember to include that all-important hashtag, Nespresso Expresso. The competition closes on Sunday, the 26th of September, so it's looming fast. It'll be at noon, so get on it. But you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Cheers.
With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world, celebrating farmers as artists, elevating every coffee moment. Because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso, what else?
Yes, Mzansi, stand a chance of winning up to 3,000 Rand in cash prizes when you play the Maynard's hashtag The Juicy Kaboom game Fridays right here on Expresso.
Come join in on the fun and play the hashtag Juicy Kaboom game live with us and Maynard's every Friday until the 15th of October for your chance to win big cash prizes 6 weeks in a row.
Yeah, now to enter, visit the Expresso Facebook and Twitter page and comment on the Maynard's competition post of the week. And the T's and C's apply.
Juicy Kaboom! It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is a kaboom, but the kaboom on TV is actually Expresso and S3. You're live. Welcome back. I'm glad you didn't walk off. I mean, you're still here. And you came in a great time because we love honoring those from the animation school, especially when it comes to these great productions from South Africa. So let me set the scene for you. On an arid planet inhabited by only one being, he is surprised when he discovers a foreign entity that he quickly decides to get rid of. He soon learns the value of embracing and nurturing new life when he discovers the unending source of creation living in his universe.
Oh, you just gave me the chills, man.
I tried my best.
Now, this is the narrative depicted in the short animated film Nova, which was created by third-year students from the animation school in 2016. Oh, let's take a look at this.
I'm astounded because if that's a third-year student that created that showpiece, then I think that we are in a very good place when it comes to our animation in South Africa. Well done.
Absolutely, Carl. I think this is a great opportunity to take advantage of the fact that we can continue to learn right now about my school, my village, and my planet, and of course, support how we grow our education. Let's check this one out.
My School, My Village, My Planet, they've launched an amazing new partnership with Grow Educare Centres to establish high-quality early childhood development centres in under-resourced communities. So vital. Now, Jamie Lee, she recently visited the Uluto Educare Centre in Mitchell's Plain with an open heart. And let's see how this community is being equipped with the essential tools that support what is needed in that critical phase of growth. Take a look.
It takes time to grow, but it is worth it. And we are about to see these words put into action as we visit the Uluto Educare Centre right here in Mitchell's Plain to find out more about the partnership between My School, My Village, My Planet and the Grow Educare Centres. Now, it is a non-profit organisation that equips women who has a heart for children and the head for business with the right tools to make sure that they provide a safe and a very sustainable environment for all. It is so lovely to meet you. I want to start right at the beginning. What exactly is Grow Centre?
Grow really is about providing women who are running early learning centres in low-income communities with a recipe to run a 5-star early learning centre. So we believe every child needs to get high-quality education so that they can thrive for the rest of their lives. And we've developed a recipe and we've packaged it. And we've now put all of that recipe into an app as well so that every single ECD owner can also have that recipe.
So lovely to meet you. I believe you are the principal of Uluto Educare Centre right here in Mitchell's Plain. I do want to know, what has Grow done for you and your school?
Grow has done a lot for me. I'm running the school professionally now. Like before, I didn't have a lot of things, but through Grow, I've got a lot of files now. Administration files, finance files. To me, I feel very free. Any inspector, environment, health, they can come, they can see the place. I encourage ECD teachers also to join Grow, because now it's easy, they can join free. And with social development, they also give us quarterly reports. It's where you go back to your app and check who was present for the 3rd month.
I think it's just so important and so amazing to see that Grow wants to set up 5-star educare centres in every neighbourhood, giving them an opportunity not only for the children and the parents, but also to give back to the different communities. Kelly, why is My School, My Village, My Planet so invested in early learning?
My School, My Village, My Planet got involved in early learning because we felt like it would be an oversight if we missed this very important part of our children's development. We also know that a lot of the ECD centres are run by women, so this actually adds a lot to their country's economy by making sure that we provide sustainable jobs. It was a no-brainer for us to get involved.
Looking after women is the best thing to do because they invest. They are the best teachers at home to help their children. So through Grow, they take women and train them.
As a mother, I know how important early childhood development is. It helps you set up the building blocks for the rest of your child's future.
So we all know, that the brain development happens between the ages of 0 and 7, and those first 1,000 days are absolutely critical. And when you provide a child with stimulating educational activities in a playful way at an early age, we build the brain, but we build their self-confidence and their self-esteem. Children who've had quality early learning will go on to thrive in the education system. They're more likely to be economically active adults. All of the stats really talk to laying a great foundation.
When you swipe your My School card and you're choosing Grow as one of the beneficiaries, we do know from a recent impact assessment study that 89% of the kids that goes through the Grow phase versus the 29% of South Africans actually are well on track to achieve their milestones.
So My School, My Village, My Planet is a very important partner for Grow. They've supported us for the last 3 years. They helped us establish our Johannesburg branch and 9 schools there and an additional 11 schools around the country, so a total of 20 schools.
Now is the best time to invest in early learning. You have the power to leave a legacy by supporting Grow Educate centers simply by signing up to My School, My Village, My Planet and selecting Grow as a course. And all you have to do is visit myschool.co.za, or you can download the free My School, My Village, My Planet app to get your virtual card. It really is so simple to make a difference.
There is something so special about a partnership that just works, and I don't think people realize how important early childhood development is. All other phases of investment in social responsibility fall down if we don't invest in the younger generation at that critical stage of their development. And I love what was highlighted there about investing in women, because you invest in a woman, you get twice the amount of return, and they will take that investment and plug it into their community, and most importantly, into those children. Absolute magic.
Becoming a parent fills you with delight, nerves, and questions. Now, an original South African app has the answers. Whether you're expecting your bundle of joy or raising a preschooler, the Purity Journey Journal app is a breeze to use. Sign up for free and choose from a host of features, including 24/7 medical assistance, expert tips, and milestone tracker. Sign up to the Purity Journey Journal app for whenever you need some guidance along your parenting journey.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Sineke nomusaku yisintu sethu bo.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3, and we have something sweet for you. Something so sweet. Do you mind opening?
Too sweet, actually. Too sweet.
Opening our little packet of Hewlett's. The reason why is because we need to have tea, and of course spill a bit of it with regard to something so good.
Don't judge me. I like a lot of sugar in my tea. It's just the way that I drink it. I have to. So
I do one of those, and then I'm good to go. So I'll do that later. But I just want to let you know that a South African doll that symbolizes an image of a confident, dignified, proudly African woman. That is the aim of Nandikwa Dolls, created by Mule Ramotibe Kapichana. To learn more about these beautiful dolls, we actually want to connect with Mule in Pretoria, a fitting story as we celebrate Heritage Month this September. So, good morning, Mule. Thank you so much for waking up for us.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
You knew you had to step up your own fashion game this morning because your dolls are so beautiful. It looks like, an Emmys red carpet or like a Miss World pageant going on behind you. Absolutely love that. But there is something special underpinning what you are doing here. So I'm going to ask you first up, what does Nandikwa Dolls represent? What are you hoping to achieve with these beautiful pieces?
You know, Nandikwa doll is a symbol of hope. You know, she's a triumph doll. She's a persevering doll. You know, we would like for little girls, when they look at the Nandikwa doll, see themselves, you know, through the message that we are spreading through the Nandikwa doll. She's a resilient doll, you know, she's an overcomer. And she's just a pure beauty. And it's unfortunate, for a very long time, we haven't had very good representation of African girls. And I think for us to know and see the girl getting very excited when they see the Nandikwa doll and what she stands for, it really gives us a lot of pleasure.
All I'm hearing in my head is that beautiful meme that went so viral with that gorgeous little girl saying, "Thank you, it's an afro." It is so beautiful. Absolutely spot on. Yeah. Well done.
So, Mule, they say that if you don't like what you see, change it. So what change did you want to bring about through your Nandikwa dolls?
Representation. You know how the doll started. My daughter wanted a doll, and when we went to the shops, we couldn't find one that looked like her, right? And after searching and searching, we decided, you know what, how about we start our own brand? This is how the Nandikwa doll, you know, came about. People, we often get to complain a lot about the things we don't like, and yet we don't do anything much to, you know, to change the status quo. So as you say, be the change you want to see, you know, make a difference. This is how we started.
Wow.
Yeah, and the fashion, the styling is just impeccable. We love it. I think many will obviously see Nandikwa as a toy, but she is far more than that. You're using her to tell African stories, a narrative. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So every one of the ladies in our collection has a name. She knows she has her origin, and she has a different story to tell. You know, and these are the stories, I would like to tell them as heart-throbbing stories, but these are stories with very good ending. For an example, we've got a girl that's dyslexic, you know, who has struggles with learning abilities in school, and the teachers couldn't really identify what the issues were, and the children were laughing at her, thinking, you know, she's not smart enough. And this is a girl who later became an architect, for an example, you know. And then we have another one who's raised by a domestic worker, never got to know who her father is, you know, but today she's a heart surgeon. So all these stories are very relatable stories. And the little girl, when we do, for example, tours in school, giving motivational, they can see themselves through the doll, because I would be talking to a girl who doesn't know who her father is, for an example, or whose mother is really struggling, you know, a single mom, or, you know, so this is how we really try to you know, to become a role model, you know, to the little girl, to the younger generation.
I love the attention to detail is also incredible. I'm watching the pictures. I'm seeing the little dolls have very stylish masks on as well. It's representative of the time too.
It's brilliant.
I mean, that's just incredible. Now, but looking at the
we've got to adapt.
yeah, that's true.
Got to pivot, yeah.
Always. Now, looking at the dolls you created representing 8 different cultures, how does that make you prouder of your own heritage, knowing that you can tell stories like these?
Do you know what? heritage is very important, especially for the younger generation, because I feel like they are being left out. You know, we grew up and we understand what heritage means. For example, we've been exposed to our culture, our tradition, but now we're raising kids in the city environment, in the suburban, you know, environment, and they don't really get to understand what heritage is all about, you know. So this is how we do it in a very fun, loving environment for them to relate, you know, one doll at a time without bombarding them too much about, you know, the history or the heritage. The future belongs to the young, and we cannot afford to leave them behind, because tomorrow you and I won't be here. So we, you know, it's very imperative that we make sure that on a daily, the best way we can, we bring them on board to understand their heritage, where they come from, because it is when you know where you come from, you would easily know where you to go.
Completely. I love the fact that these dolls are transforming that life script for young people, for young girls, at that vital. I'm all about childhood development and making sure that you are aiding a child through that critical phase of when they build their own identity and how they see the world. And this is changing the way they see themselves and the world. So well done. Mule, you are amazing. These dolls are incredible. Thank you so much for shining a light on your incredible creations with us this morning. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it as well. Thank you.
That's Mule Zamotibe Kapachana. That is a legend right there. And the creator of Nandikwa Dolls, go check them out and know that they are South Africans, proud of their own heritage and willing to represent so beautifully. Thank you so much, Mule.
Of course, continuing the show right now and warming up the soul, and I've got something special planned for you right now. But before we do, I thought we could celebrate African heritage through toys, and of course celebrating African heritage through food as well. Now, the only thing better than a cuppa, a warm cuppa, it's a stir up and cheer up, of course, is having that cuppa with a slice of something delicious, right? So while we get to that, of course, I've just got to prepare myself something delicious, because I thought, why not use the ingredient for a lot more? And there's so much more that you can actually do with it, and I need to get myself pepped up for the morning. Yeah, now it's one of the most iconic South African desserts. It's a tried and tested Roly Poly. And here to show us how is Chef Tumi in the building.
How you doing?
I'm good. I just got my cup all warmed up, all creamed up, so I'm ready for this one.
Since you're not sharing your cup, can I at least share your crumel then?
We need this for the... I'm sorry, I had to steal it though. So what's happening here?
We're making a Roly Poly, which is in essence originally a British dessert, but we've taken a spin, put a spin on our own, you know how we do our things. So we've added some apricot jam to it. But to start it off, I need to make the sauce that's going to go on the very top. So maybe let's get that out of the way.
So I can't just sit here and enjoy my tea?
Hi, Bo, my guy. What do you think this is?
All right, fine, Mzansi, I do this for you. We digress nonetheless. So what's happening? What's the game plan?
All right, so in here, I've added some sugar and some butter. We leave those to, in essence, dissolve. All we want is for the sugar to dissolve. We don't want it to thicken up, because if it does, it ends up being a caramel. We don't want that. So just let the sugar dissolve.
All right.
While that does what it does, I'm going to continue and make the dough, because I see you've got already rolled out, but we need to show the people how we got to this.
How did we get to this? Because we didn't just buy this from the shop.
No, we didn't.
This ain't no normal dough.
Nope. In here, we've got some flour, and then we're adding our crumel into this dough. So the whole reason for that is we're enriching it and giving it that additional creaminess.
Ah, okay. I'm loving that. Now, this is something, I say this all the time, but whenever we're using crumel, it honestly blows my mind how creative we can be and how important it actually is to just kind of like spruce up our ingredients and our recipe, right? So clover crumel is only, well, it's the only creamer with real milk powder, which gives us that creamier taste. And that's something which I love about this. It's authentically still true to its taste, flavor profile. And it comes through in these ingredients and these recipes so nicely.
And that's the beautiful part of it, that you can actually balance those flavors in here. And what we've got, I've added some flour, I've added the crumel. I'm not adding too much sugar, because we're going to get that additional sweetness, that slight sweetness from the crumel itself.
Okay, perfect.
And we're also going to be adding some apricot jam. We're adding the sauce that we're going to put on top, so you don't need to put too much sugar into the actual dough itself.
All the good stuff is taken care of by crumel. I like that.
Oh, exactly. Now, all I need to do is I need to rub this butter into my fingers and just make sure it gets those beautiful crumbly...
Get nice and messy.
Yeah, that nice crumbly texture, because we want to have it looking more like crumbs more than a dough that, you know, is too stodgy and stuff.
Okay,
we still want it to be light.
So it's like artisan dough, especially.
And I think the one thing thing I love about using such types of doughs is that it doesn't become too heavy. It always is nice and crumbly. If you're looking for a cakier dough, I always suggest using, you know, something like butter, because then it just helps enrich it that much. And because we've added crumble, it also is going to be nice and light. So what you're looking for is a beautiful crumbly texture, which is going to require a lot of admin from my end. So it just needs me to just keep rubbing.
I see you got your workout in the morning all sorted already, eh?
Talk about a massage first thing in the morning, and I'm massaging the butter into
I think the gents should get involved in something like this, because it's good practice for them to, you know, just massage the ladies in their lives and just keep them at peace and treat them like the queens that they are.
Girls, don't hold your breath. Do not hold your breath. But okay, if that's what tips you want to give, let them try. Let them definitely try.
All right.
So in essence, you keep doing this until you get this type of texture, right?
All right, so you want the whole thing to kind of be that texture, more crumbly.
You want the whole thing
I got you.
to get to that point. But because we want to show South Africa how this actually comes together, I'm going to now add the rest of the ingredients, which is going to be our milk. I'm going to put that in the center here. And then I go in with some eggs that I'm going to beat into this mixture.
So that you just kind of like bind it together?
My sauce, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm adding some vanilla essence to this. Whenever you're baking, just try and make sure you add some vanilla just to allow the mixture to have a flavor of sorts. Because you don't want it eggy.
Yeah, of course. I find it's very seldom that especially when you're baking and you're making the good stuff, you're always using vanilla essence. It's like one of those other like just little small tiny ingredients. So I'm loving that.
Yeah, because even here, I'm going to add some vanilla at the end because you want the vanilla flavor to pop. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to need you to start rolling up on that roly poly.
So fast forward and you end up with some of this.
Yes.
All right.
And
now,
then we're here.
I believe you asked me to do this just to show me how easy it is. And it really is that easy, Mzansi. Check this out. So I've got some apricot jam. And again, you could probably use any jam of your choice, whatever favorite you have. And simply throw it down like you would on your sandwich before you went to school in the morning. No peanut butter required on this one. This is not a PB&J, it's just the J. And of course, once you are fully lathered and smothered up on your dough, you're going to roll it out almost like a Swiss roll, right?
Yeah, in essence, roll it up like a Swiss roll.
So roll it up sort of like a Swiss roll, all right, just like this.
Well
nice and simple. Cut it into little pieces. Voila, 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 voila.
Look at you being all professional.
Is that it?
And then we just align these babies over here.
Okay.
Pour our sauce over, let that bake for 30 minutes in the oven, 30 to 45 minutes, and it's golden brown, delicious. Voila!
Simple as that, Mzansi. And of course, if you want to hear, we want to hear from you, right? So tell us on our social media how you use crumble. You've seen how awesome you can do so many things with it, and obviously how you stir up and cheer up. That's important to us. Now, you could be sending you a hamper so you can stir up and cheer up even more. So get involved in the socials. We want to hear from you. This is beautiful, though. Thank you very much. I'm going to go try some down there.
There is a classic mayonnaise that brings out the traditional French in 3 levels of tanginess. The mild classic, the medium classic, the strong classic. Tangy the way you love it.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. You're live in S3, and the last time our performer for the morning was on Expresso, it was the band that started, well, they restarted, called Boys Drive. Now, fast forward today to a singer and songwriter by the name of Liam McDermott. He struck it out as a solo artist at the moment, citing old school rock stars like The Doors and Rodriguez as his idols, and he'll carry you away this morning with his smooth yet husky vocals. And I can tell you that you're in for a treat when you Feel Good Breakfast Show. Just take a listen to this.
I'm calling out from the other side, finding out if you've arrived safe and sound. 'Cause where we are, we feel so lost, still trying to grasp the fact that you're gone.
After that, one thing is for sure. When you got a friend who is good looking, plays guitar, and can sing, you're always guaranteed to be friend zoned. Please welcome Liam McDover! Yes! Yeah!
Thank you, man.
Yeah!
Hello.
Wow. Welcome, my friend.
Hey, what's up, man?
It's been a long time since Boys Drive.
It's been a small while, yeah.
Yes,
about like
indeed.
2 years or something like that.
Long journey, longer hair.
Yeah. I've actually haven't cut it since. So
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so great to have you.
Expresso's here.
All the way to the bottom. No, it's great to have you on the show today. We're looking forward to those vocals that we've been chatting so much about. It's going to be absolutely incredible. But before we get there, there's always a journey. There's always somebody who has said to you, you know, Liam, you can actually sing. You should take this seriously. Who was that person for you that actually listened to you and said, hey, there's something here?
Originally?
Yeah.
Oh, that was probably a couple of my friends back when I was 17, and I had to put them into the other room while I turned my back and would play the song.
Yeah.
I got like bored with playing guitar, and then was like, man, I should start singing with it so I don't stop playing. And then they were like, you should, it's not so bad, you should probably continue with this. And ever since then, I've definitely continued with it. I felt something inside of me and just went with it. But my initial friends, and definitely my dad and my mom for sure, super supportive.
That is great, dude.
Yeah.
Because, you have to have those friends that really believe in you first. Because often the friends, they're the first ones to rag you about what you do. Trust me, I know. None of them watch the show. Anyway, so what I will say is that Boys Drive, starting that, I mean, the journey of singing, songwriting, performing, I'm sure that actually added so much fuel to you eventually going out as a solo artist, right?
100%, 100%. The whole idea of performing with the band, I learned an incredible amount of things, and with that as well, you also end up nurturing what you're doing to facilitate everyone that's in the band.
Yes.
And with everything that's happened in the world at the moment, I think a lot of introspections happen. So I'm also just taking this time now to also discover what it is that I'm wanting to do, and to be more authentic in my expression of music as well.
So it turns out that you took Boys Drive and you took an off-ramp to solo.
Yeah.
What inspired that?
What inspired that would be external forces here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
External forces are always there. But I mean, it's got to be tough to be a solo artist, because the thing is, as you were saying now, you're singing and you're producing and you're songwriting for a group, and you think about the group sound, and now you have to find out who Liam is as a solo artist.
Yeah.
How did you venture into that? How difficult was it to find out who you were and separate yourself from Boys Drive?
I'll let you know.
Okay, you still figured it out. Perfect. I just wanted to find out. That's perfect.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's a process. You can't expect it to happen immediately.
No.
Suddenly you become a solo artist and then it's over. It doesn't work that way.
I feel very much the same. It's just, if anything, I just feel a little bit closer to maybe knowing what it is that I'm wanting to do as well.
And that's exciting, I think, as well.
I am excited, yeah. My hands are open to anything that's coming.
But having an open mind, I mean, that's a virtue in itself.
Yeah.
And now you're getting some good collaborations. I know that Get Lucky Entertainment, they kind of, knocked on the door and said, hey, you'd be perfect for their wedding package. And that wedding package is spectacular. There's nothing worse than having the wrong singer at your wedding.
Yeah.
The person that really kicks out Baby Shark on their guitar, and you're like, well, sorry, what?
This is supposed to be romantic.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to notice the folk singers, they can take a Baby Shark and they can actually turn it, break it down into folky.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be like, Baby Shark, do-do-do, Baby Shark,
Slow it down a little bit.
Baby shark, do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll do that to any song.
I've done that a couple of times, actually.
Have you done that? What?
No, I'm joking.
Okay,
Not Baby Shark, but other songs, yeah.
But you're going to be the pre-performance for the massive occasion.
What an honor as well.
What do you expect from like a wedding of that sort of magnitude? You know, people are getting married here. You have to set the tone. Is there a lot of pressure on you for that?
There is a lot of pressure, and that's why it's like so beneficial to be with Get Lucky. I literally rock up, plug in, and play. Usually, I'm all concerned about tech and all those sort of things, and the like technical side, and not actually being present in the ceremony of people being in love and actually being a human being in that. So, being with them has allowed me to actually experience it as well and be there and be present in it and plug my guitar in and play. The microphones are all there set up, all the speakers are there. I literally have to worry about nothing other than just providing music for the day, which is actually such a relief. It makes it so beautiful.
Well, you're going to make our show beautiful later. You've got 3 performances coming up. You're looking forward to that. So get comfy. We're going to get you sorted. We've got the coffee ready, but I can tell you that this is going to be an experience not to be missed. And now, if you want the experience of the ultimate wedding and fun, in fact, for your unforgettable day, then simply head over to getluckyentertainment.com to find out how you can make a booking. And Liam McDermott, he's got some incredible performances for you, so you can stay engaged to your TV on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Simple as CBD should be.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
All right, first hour done and dusted. It's flying. Better hold on
like
tight.
that, man.
It really is flying this morning, having a lot of fun. Of course, we put it on our social media platforms this morning. A choice of 3 pretty cool outfits. In fact, I think there were a lot of really cool fashion kind of moments.
They look so good, I didn't even know them.
Yeah, but this is clearly like the gender-neutral fashion platform of the Emmys for 2021. Absolutely cool, but we wanted you guys to choose, and it is Seth Rogen. You were right, bro.
Was I?
Yes,
Look
man.
how good the man looks.
Yeah, he looks fantastic. He's lost a ton of weight, but out of those 3 looks, I mean, I love Angela Bassett as an actress.
Yeah.
You can let us know what you think of these kind of diverse, very interesting looks on our social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you.
Of course. Now, before we get into that, we've got some comments to read out. Mish Gabriel says, definitely the yellow. It's a nice, bright spring color. It definitely is popping. I love that.
Yeah, yellow getting a lot of votes here. Josephine Pickstone, our OG, the regular, the yellow one. It pops, and it's a refreshing color, stunning style.
That's what I said. It does pop, Josephine. You're right. And then Ronaldo. I think the pink one is great. You know, that pink one almost looks like a little bit of a question mark.
Yeah.
Think about it, eh?
Pink is always beautiful. I'll go with pink. It's refreshing. Clearly, people are loving Angela Bassett. in that one.
I go with pink. It's refreshing indeed. Oh, you just said that.
It warrants being said again because it is beautiful. You can keep it letting us know a little bit later. Of course, we're going to be getting into all of this really out there fashion of the Emmys, one of the biggest red carpets of the year. And of course, Liam McDover is going to be performing just for you, and he is freaking amazing. So you want to stick around for that. But right now, we're going to get into our news headlines.
Thanks a lot, boys. Let's do that. And starting off with national news, Anglican Archbishop Thabo Makgoba says South Africans have the right not to be vaccinated against COVID-19 as long as they are willing to stay at home in self-isolation. Makgoba says once people move to places they share with others, their rights should be limited by the rights of others. He says during a deadly pandemic, your neighbor's right to life should outweigh your right to do what you wish. Now, Makgoba says delivered the opening address, in fact, at the Anglican Provincial Synod, and he said compulsory vaccination was a sensitive issue worldwide. Now on to the SA energy regulator NERSA, who has granted Turkey's car power ship 3 licenses to generate power on floating gas ships at ports. This follows after NERSA approved a license to car power ship SA to generate power at Saldanha, Cougar in the Eastern Cape and Richards Bay in KZN. NERSA's decision follows after the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment rejected licenses for the power vessels in June. Its plan to generate power on its floating gas ships and plug it into the SA grid has been stridently opposed by environmental activists. Into international news we go. An erupting volcano on La Palma in Spanish Canary Islands has forced authorities to evacuate another village in the path of lava gushing towards the sea. The evacuation of El Paso was ordered after lava started spewing from a new crack in the Cumbra Vieja volcano. Some 6,000 people have fled from the lava that has buried hundreds of homes since the eruption began on Sunday. Local officials said the lava could trigger a chemical reaction that causes explosions and the release of toxic gases when it reaches the sea. On to Zimbabwe, who has reported a bumper harvest of maize and other grains capable of feeding the country's 14.6 million people for the next year. The estimated maize production for 2021 stands at 2.7 million tons, triple the 2020 harvest. And this year, the agriculture sector is projected to grow more than 3 times the 11% projected in the budget. The country's large production output has primarily been attributed to favorable rainfall, supported by government programs. And next, more news from Sunday night's Emmy Awards ceremony. Now, as we are focusing on the Emmys 2021 this morning, let's hear what the experts have to say about the fashion splendor that has been on show there. Now, fashion gurus say it would be no exaggeration to call it a social and sartorial revolution. Dressed to the nines in the custom designer looks, the nominees, presenters and guests spared no glamour for the special event, whether it was Mandy Moore's gown straight off the runway or Yara Shahidi's custom green Dior dress. There was plenty of standout style at the ceremony. Celebrity stylists say from the designer to the fit, the jewels to the shoes, no detail was overlooked when it came to crafting an award-winning ensemble. At every turn, someone was sort of sporting something jaw-dropping. We're talking about those jewels such as Catherine Hahn's Brioni Raymond emerald and diamond necklace, or a vibrant outfit such as Michaela Cole's monochromatic outfit. Fortunately, you're at the right place as you can look and also share your thoughts on what worked and what didn't work for you right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. That'll be later. That wraps up news. Let's get on to sport. Here's Graham.
Well, from monochrome to donning the green and gold in a historic test, Springbok coach Jacques Nineve has opted to recall the experienced trio of Lut de Jager, Elton Jantjies and Frans Steyn for Saturday's Rugby Championship clash up against New Zealand. There are 2 changes in the starting lineup, with de Jager returning in the place of Marvin Orrie, while Kwagga Smith replaces Franco Mostert. The bomb squad is no more, with a 5-3 split on the bench this time as Elton Jantjies and Frans Steyn then join Herschel Jantjies among the replacements. Trevor Nyakane has a proud moment, earning his 50th cap after being named at loosehead prop. This will be the 100th test between the 2 rivals, the Boks having won 36 and lost 59 of the last 99 matches against the All Blacks. Then on to our national footballing team. Bafana coach Hugo Broos has stuck to his plan of rebuilding a new and younger national team with players such as Tabane Zuke, Jesse Don and Terence Mashego, including included in the provisional squad at this stage. Tsegofatso Mabaso and Vincent Pula have also been called up, while veteran fullback Sifiso Atlanti, he makes a return into the team. Bafana are gearing up for back-to-back World Cup qualifiers against Ethiopia on the 9th and 12th of October. South Africa head into those games at the top of Group C at the moment. 4 points from their 2 matches after drawing 0-0 against Zimbabwe and then beating Ghana 1-0. Bruce will name his final 23-man squad on Saturday. On the ladies' side of the draw, Banyana, they've done it again. They've defeated Nigeria 4-2 in a thriller to claim the Aisha Duhari Cup title in Lagos. So Desiree Ellis's charges were brilliant once again in that first half especially, and took a 3-0 lead into the break. An own goal from Alozi Chidi opening the scoring before a penalty from Linda Matalo, and then a goal from Gabriela Salgado capped off a brilliant first 45. The second half was a bit of a nervy affair, with Nigeria pulling 2 goals back before Mamelo Mahabane, she netted an 86-minute penalty to seal the win and net the trophy. Then back in full swing now into the IPL, the Rajasthan Royals edged the Punjab Kings by 2 runs in a nail-biter in the IPL yesterday. Punjab, they won the toss and elected to bowl first, the Royals posting a competitive 185 in their 20 overs, with Yashavi Jaswal top scoring with 49 runs. And Arshdeep Singh was the pick of the bowlers for the Kings, taking 5 for 32. Brilliant effort with the ball. In response, Punjab only lost 4 wickets, but still lost the game. So Aiden Markram was in the runs, 26 not out, with Mayank Agarwal notching up 67. But it was all about Kartit Tyagi, as the 20-year-old took 2 wickets and amazingly defended just 4 runs in that final over. Nail-biting stuff to secure the win for his team. We'll touch on those headlines again in about an hour or so. Right now, let's set the tone for the day with a global weather perspective and, of course, those temperatures here in SA.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's get on to weather. Last week, the world's largest tree, the 84-meter tall and 11-meter in diameter sequoia, known as General Sherman, was wrapped in foil as protection against flames from a fire raging in California's Sequoia National Park. Italy is as protective of its ancient trees, and the country has ensured, though law passed back in the 20th century to protect some 22,000 trees of various types, so beech, oak, pine, olive, cypress, from harm. The 1939 law described monumental trees as, and I quote, immovable things that have remarkable characteristics of natural beauty. One of the most important aspects of monumental trees is not their beauty, but their effect as micro-ecosystems. Their hollows, scars, dead branches, and living ones all play host to a wide variety of species, such as insects, mushrooms, birds, and small rodents. Since 2013, over 3,000 new entries have joined the National Monumental Tree Registry. One of the oldest trees is the olive tree in the village of Villastrada in Umbria, which could be some 2,500 years old. Now, from treasured trees to special sunrises, we kick off our 7 a.m. update with Sandra February from Cape Town, who perfectly captured this multicolored sky overlooking her area and mountains in the distance. Then Shalkino Buerta didn't share their location, but we are loving the bright sunrise photo taken as the sun's rays are cast through the cloud cover, creating a beautiful glow. Puts a smile on my face. Hope it does yours. Keep on sending those sunrise photos as we get onto your temperatures across South Africa. Let's get into it. Polokwane, let's start with you. 7 is your minimum to a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius today. Bombela, you can expect 21 as a max from a low of 10. Pretoria, 24 is your high from a low of 10 as well. And then, of course, you got Johannesburg looking very good at 9 up to 22. Mahikeng, 11 to 25 today. Klerksdorp, good morning to you. Goeiemorgen, 27 is where you top this afternoon. 11 this morning. Kimberley, 13 is where you start, but you thaw out beautifully to 27. Bloemfontein looking gorgeous, 25 from a low of 8. Richards Bay, 12 to 21, a 25% chance of rain, but it will be a partly cloudy day for you. Pietermaritzburg, 21 is your high from a low of 8. Durban, nice and temperate, 21 is the max from a low of 14. Mthatha, 8, you jump to 23 later. East London, 14 to 21. Cradock, 9 is your minimum to a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. Gqeberha, you've got 13 this morning up to 20. George, 13 to 21. The Mother City, you can expect 23 as your maximum from a low of 14. Worcester, 14 to 29. Sutherland, 10 to 24. And then Uppington for you, 15 is your low. And that's to a high of a top temperature of 32 degrees Celsius. It looks kind of warm in Uppington as well as in studio, given the fact that 2 good-looking men are standing by to entertain you.
Standing by indeed, Mzansi. The moment has finally arrived. I cannot wait for this. Oh, it's going to be spectacular. Now remember, on Expresso, we're all about serving you with the honest truth, right? And that's why singer and songwriter Liam McDermott's first performance for us this morning is a cover of the 2011 Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros 2011 track, and it's called Truth. Without further ado, the stage is yours, my man. Take it away.
Truth is that I never shook my shadow. Every day it's trying to trick me into doing battles. Calling out faker only gets me rattled. Wanna stick me back behind the fences with the cattle. Building your lenses, digging your trenches. Put me on the front line, leave me with the dumb mind. Leave me defenseless, but your defenses. If you can't stand to feel the pain, then you are senseless, senseless. I've grown up some different kind of fighter, and when the darkness comes, let it inside you. Your darkness is shining, my darkness is shining. Have faith in myself. True. I've seen a million number doors on the horizon. Now which is the future you're choosing before you go dying? Tell you about a secret I've been undermining. Every little lie in this world comes from dividing. Say you're my lover, say you're my homie. Tilt my chin up, slit my throat, take a bath in my blood, get to know me. All of my secrets, all of my enemies have become my teachers. Because light's blinding, no way dividing. What's yours or mine if everything's shining? Your darkness is shining, my darkness is shining. Have faith in myself. True.
Okay, hold up, man. The truth is, you're freaking good, man. Wow. You got me all in the feels. Honestly, I got like shivers in my arms and my spine. Wow. Mzansi, don't go anywhere. Liam McDermott's coming through with some more absolute magic, and we'll see you in just a bit. Wow, man.
Get an insurance quote for your home or car and stand a chance to win one of 8 Samsung Galaxy S21 phones plus 100 gigs of Standard Bank mobile data for a year. To enter, SMS the keyword motor to 31492 to get a call back and quote, and you could be a winner.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. You're live on S3, and I figured, you know what? We need a bit of a challenge. I saw Ryle looking at Liam McDermott earlier saying, "Oh, you're so good, Brew," but I realized actually it was kind of softening up because there was a little game. We've been treated to the smooth vocals of Liam a little earlier. Now, throughout this morning, we're going to get some more from him, but now it is time for some fun and games with him as we play a little round of our very, very fun music match. It is Liam up against Ryle. Now, here's how it works. I will give our players a little word. All right, what you need to do is sing an existing song. It's important because I've been caught making up songs. So they've said existing song that features that word in the lyrics. You think I'm joking? That's why they made the rule. Anyway, and you can play along at home if you want to. So here it goes. Liam, how are you feeling? You good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good today, yeah.
Okay, that's great. Ryle, how you
I'm petrified. He gave me this look now, and it just like, it scared me. And also, I was just thinking to myself, why me? We've got G here, right?
Why?
He's like,
Why me?
Listen, let me just think about this. G's like 30, 50 years in the entertainment industry.
30, 50?
You like, your life has been in radio. I'm from the mountain and the ocean. Like, you know, if there was ever a mismatch right now, Mzansi, we got it right here. That's how I feel, by the way.
Your weight?
Okay, summary.
How old are you, mate? 50 years?
Started at 1.
Okay, sorry. Wait, here he comes. Hold on, here's your
I'm sorry.
Where's your pulse? Where's your pulse?
I think you can do well in this.
Yes.
Kick his butt, eh?
Yeah, please, Jeebus, that was
Destroy him, man.
I'll give you your autograph.
All right, let's do this. Liam, the word that I'm going to give you right now. Okay, don't throw out your back, Graham. So here's the word. It's bad.
Bad?
Yeah.
Oh,
give me a song with bad and sing it.
It's the theme song for True Blood. I want to do bad things with you. Do you know that song?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the name.
Sing it. Sing it.
I'm the kind who sits up in his room, heart sick and eyes filled up with blues. There's a lot of words I started too early.
But bad, yeah.
I want to do bad things with you.
Okay, I'm gonna say
we're on a time schedule here. We're not a whole song. That's 4 performances.
It's a point. It's a point. I'm gonna give that to you.
Oh, thanks.
Let's go over, right? Ryle, here's one. Kiss.
Kiss. Oh, Ben.
Yeah?
Kiss Me by the...
Sixpence None the Richer?
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue. Come on, Ryle. I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Yeah. Okay.
I kissed.
Points.
Yes, go on. Yes.
You're good, man. You're good.
I'm going to give half a point to you and half a point to somebody by the name of Lucian, but we won't actually say anything
What are you
there.
talking about?
I don't know. Yes, I'm going to remind you, no prompting from the audience. Next one, Liam. Your next word is heat.
Heat. Ooh, you got me there, eh?
I'm sure you got something.
I want to go like temperatures rising, but that's got nothing to do with heat.
I want to hear heat. 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's wrong with me?
Oh, no, it's okay. The heat is on.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Snap. Okay, all right. Hey, I got to concentrate.
Breathe.
I'd like light my fire
Ryle,
on. All the fire
breathe.
songs.
Breathe.
All right.
Breathe.
Concentrate.
No, the word's breathe. Hello.
Breathe. Okay.
That's good.
Okay, wait. Concentrate. Okay, breathe. Oh, man, why am I drawing a blank here? I'm just going to pass. I'm just going to breathe here. Wow. Okay, all right, okay. Now I'm ready after that. I'm going to pass that one. I'm ready now.
Okay.
All right. Whew.
All right, you ready?
For the next round.
Okay. Liam, happy.
Cause I'm happy on the
Points.
Right.
Next one,
all right.
waves.
Waves. Wave after wave. Do. Slowly drifting.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
That's definitely a song.
Nico and Vince. Okay, cool. Done. Night.
Day and night.
Perfect. Next, location.
Look. It's not the song, but I just wanted to sing it.
Breathe.
I need a location. I don't know, man.
That's
That was the song.
There was a song, yeah. There was a song. I heard that. I heard
Someone get
points.
Shazam there.
Right. Liam, time.
Time goes by.
Perfect.
So slowly.
Points. Ryle, woman.
Woman.
You better give this horns, eh? If you get a good woman song, you better give it the proper horns it needs.
There's so many. Man, I'm feeling like a failure.
No, you're not a failure. Woman. Come on now. Okay.
I'm drawing a blank.
Do you make me feel or do I make you feel?
Make me
there we go. Come on.
You make me feel like a natural woman.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Right. Congratulations. That was phenomenal.
Wow, I
the
just
win
sucked it out of the
does go.
Are you sure you don't want to do
right.
the performance next? That was great.
He's got a great back vocal. This guy's incredible. But
I'm good on the chorus. I'm a
win
chorus kind of guy. I can click and sing.
The win is, right, I know that it was touch and go with Breathe, but Liam McDover, congratulations. You just won, my man. Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
Deserve it.
Thank you so much.
If there's anyone who would be glad to lose to, it's you, my man.
Oh,
Wow,
thank you.
And breathe.
Yeah, this guy must just breathe, but of course we've got a lot more entertainment on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is S3. Breathe. Breathe.
You can take a deep breath right now because it's time to braai every South African's undoubtedly most blissful moments.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
Oh, I know it is a tough act to follow, but we shall try, and we shall do it with a braai. If you're looking to entertain with ease this coming Braai Day, which is an important day, our national day, our pup fritters with boerewors and indulgent clover bliss braai relish is everything braai dreams are made of. You're already dancing. I can see you. You're there.
I am.
Around the fire. Braai Day, I'm guessing it's not as a result of the singing we were just treated to, courtesy of Ryle.
Well.
But we don't need much more reason to dance than Braai Day because it's amazing. But we want to kind of be creative this Braai Day, do something that's going to wow the braais. And what I love is like you have the main braai, but you need to be filling the bellies throughout the day. You need something that they can enjoy alongside. You need a nice braai side dish as well. And these pup fritter. What do we even call them?
We call them fritters, pup fritters. And I know Ryle said he feels like a natural woman. We want him to look like a natural woman, and these are the type of dishes you want.
It's so good. The relish has got me really interested. There's going to be a bit of heat there, which I love. But talk me through the fritter itself. How are we combining everything here?
All right, because we're keeping it braai, right? What we're doing here is we've got a base of maize meal.
Okay.
So it's like a maize meal that we're going to be used that you normally use for pap or putu. And instead of making the typical pap on the side with your voroso and your chakalaka, we like you said, keep it stylish. You know?
Zhuzh it up a little bit, man. Yes, it's quite. Look, it's a little bougie. I won't lie, it's a little bougie braai. But hey, this is the one day of the year where you can do a bougie braai and do something that's a little bit more out there, wow your guests around the braai. And something like this is going to still have that kind of home comfort feel, but it's going to be different and it's going to be a nice talking point.
Exactly. So into here I've just added some flour, some of that maize meal we spoke about. I've added some salt, and I went in with a bit of parsley. So normally you'd have the parsley on the side and stuff like that. So we're putting it all into one little thing because, like you said, we're keeping it levels. We're trying to give people levels.
For sure. I hope I'm not going to stump you here and you're going to say, oh, it's just because it's what we do. But why add the flour?
Because it also helps bind it together.
Okay.
And also because we're not cooking the pap on its own, most times you want to cook the pap down and so forth as it cooks.
Slowly cook it,
So with the water and the flour, it creates that steam that actually helps cook the pap through during this point.
Clever.
So, so all I'm doing here is you don't want this mixture to be too runny because you want to be able to still form the pap fritters. If it's too runny, it becomes more of a sauce. And
yeah, you're going to be making pap pancakes.
Yeah, and that really wouldn't look appealing at all. I'm going to keep adding more water until it gets
so that's the way you do it. It's just little bit
at a
until
time.
you get the right consistency. Don't go all in it.
Correct. And as you see, I've also left a bit of my flour on the side because once I form them, I don't want them sticking on my hands as well. So you need to have that base to allow you to form the fritters.
The experience has taught you well.
Hey, some mistakes have happened and we've learned, and here we are today. So the mixture is basically bound together here. All I'm going to do is start forming.
And that's looking quite robust. So at least when you're forming those balls, they're going to hold their shape.
Correct.
They're going gonna have a little bit of backbone. I get that.
But this is not all, because we said we're serving it with a nice pap relish, and then we're going to cool it down with our Clover Bliss double cream yogurt. So I'm going to get started with that. But can I ask you in the meantime, let's share the stage.
Yes.
I'm going to move over and get started on the fritters.
Can I get busy here?
Yes,
what do you need from me?
I need you to add the relish ingredients into our pot here.
Okay.
In essence, all we want is we want it to heat up a bit, because we want to cook down that chilies and some of those herbs.
And I see it's a fair bit of heat as well, which is cool. But I like that in a relish, because you've already got the sweet from the tomato. So having a bit of a balance is great. So this is all going in there, huh?
That's all going in there, yes.
Okay.
Add it in there. Once it's in there, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients, which in there we've got some chilies, we've got some dried herbs, we've got some pepper and salt.
Some chilies, girl. That's people are going to be like, oh, it's a warm day, but I love that. I like the mix of green and red chili. I love a bird's eye chili, but the green chili's got kind of a fresher flavor profile. I love that. All the salt?
Just a little bit. If it's too hot for you, then you can always just remove the seeds, remove the vine on the inside, and just make sure it's a little less hot. And that's fine. We can just keep forming these beautiful fritters.
The lemon?
The lemon you're going to add with the bliss at the end once we get this off the heat. So all we want is just to warm this up. You're not cooking it down, because the relish in essence is already cooked.
It's already been reduced.
Yeah, all we're doing is just warming it up. And I think because the pot was already a little hot, you can take it off now. And then add in, the reason we're adding our Clover Bliss after, we don't want to cook it.
Sure, you don't want it to separate. Okay,
abilities of it. And then squeeze of lime into that mixture. Imagine dunking that beautiful, tasty, decadent fritter into that relish.
But it's the 3 mouthfuls at once. That's because you've got to have a bit of burry, you've got to have a bit of fritter, and you've got to get the relish all in one kind of mouthful. How much of the yogurt is going in?
Let's make 2 tablespoons going in there. Stir it all together.
Oh, that's going to be creamy and decadent and delicious. I love it. And then a squeeze of the lemon, hey?
Beautiful squeeze of lemon to cool all of that down. So if it's a bit too spicy for you, the lemon helps with that.
All about balance. I love that. So the yogurt, you can actually go a little bit heavier with the chili, because you've got that counterbalance of this beautiful yogurt going in there. And it looks spectacular. What I love about the Clover Bliss double cream yogurt, it is deliciously thick and it's creamy, and it really is an indulgent double cream yogurt that is nutritious. That's why I give it to my little ones, but it's also really decadent and lends itself to a recipe like this perfectly. Not only perfect for snacking in between, but as you can see, you can use it in various dishes, as this Bride Day recipe proves. Your dumplings are looking amazing. Your little fritters, making pup fritters is a different way of leveling up, I think, your pup game, but you can enjoy them as a snack on their own, a nice little entree as people are getting kind of warmed up for the braai, and along with this creamy relish and a beautiful piece of burry. This is a meal in itself. You actually don't have to do anything else. Yeah, maybe seeing as we've got a beautiful relish like this, I might do some chops as well. But that looks amazing.
Imagine putting that on a beautiful burry roll as well.
I know, this is just absolute magic. Oh, this is beautiful. This is how you raise your braai game. It's Braai Day. It's that one day where you can push the boat out a little bit. So do it. Have a little bit of fun and try your hand at these amazing pup fritters and this beautiful, decadent, delicious relish. But if you missed any of the steps, of course, you can find this recipe on expressoshow.com.
Made with love by Clover.
Join Expresso this spring to stand a chance of winning a 4,000 Rand Plascon voucher weekly as we ask how you colour your life. Is it the cherry red in your ride, maybe the burst of new blues from your garden, or the sunsets and seascapes of a favourite getaway? We'll answer our weekly social media question and find the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Then colour your life with 4,000 Rand paint vouchers to be won all spring on Expresso.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
On Sunday, the 19th of September, I want to take you back there. This is Expresso, by the way, your feel-good breakfast show. You know those Hollywood A-listers that came together to celebrate the best in television at the 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards? The Emmys might have been more intimate this year, but thanks to the likes of Angela Bassett, MJ Rodriguez, Billy Porter, Kate Winslet, Sarah Paulson, and many, many more, we've experienced a very fashionable red carpet. With me in studio to unpack some of the night's biggest looks is no one else than the editor-in-chief of Modern Luxe. We've got Danny Weekly, just waiting, standing by, looking like a red carpet herself. Oh my goodness. This is just gloss. I'm just saying, what you have today is the wasty and the tasty.
It's an intro I can never come back from.
No, never, ever, never, ever. Okay, so Danny, of course, we've seen many, many different looks. We've seen some interesting ones, some look uncomfortable, some looks that look like that person had to powder before putting on the dress. But we're going to have to go through it. And the first one that, well, the first thing I want you to do is scene setter. If you look at in general, the Emmy Awards, the red carpet itself, what are your thoughts? Because obviously people have really had stuff locked away because of COVID. And now the award season's back and they want it to splash out. So what are your thoughts in general about the Emmys red carpet?
So that's exactly what it feels like, right?
It does.
It feels like stylists, designers have all been waiting for a moment, and that's what I loved about it, because it wasn't somber at all. Like loads of color, like bright, bright, beautiful, monochromatic color. Amazing.
Exactly. So what we need to do is just go through each one of them. Okay. I want you to break down the best way you can every look. We're going to start off with our first one, which is Michaela Cool, who will be on screen for you now. If you look at this particular thing, what you just mentioned now, I know this look. It's so familiar to me. I know this look as well.
What's it going to be?
No, because it was in my space case next to the pink highlighter.
Not your tennis ball?
No.
No.
Not at all. But I think it's...
So let me tell you why I like her.
Okay, you tell me.
Because I think the acid colour looks amazing on her. She's got the coloured eyeliner, which is like a hot, hot beauty trend at the moment. Yeah. And she's wearing a young black designer who hasn't been seen on the red carpet before.
I just love the cuts as well.
To try.
I think it's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
It works. And as you said, bright colours, some people just know how to pop. And I think this one...
It's on the red carpet.
Popping. And I know Trevor Noah actually on social media said that that's why you came to the Emmys, just to watch Michaela. And I know why now.
But she delivered also.
Exactly.
Speech-wise and everything else.
So let's go. Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yep.
So I chose her because she is the sister of the twin Mary-Kate and Ashley from Full House. They have a fashion label called The Row, which is super, super luxe and expensive. Yeah. And that's what she's wearing.
Okay.
So she's supporting her sisters, which I think it's a super elegant, beautiful... I normally don't like white on the red carpet, but I think she looks amazing.
I think it looks angelic. She was a vision of wonder.
A vision. A vision.
There she was indeed. Okay, now moving along to the next one. We have, Sarah Paulson.
Madame Sarah Paulson.
All right, let's go here. What are you thinking with regard to it's red on red?
Yeah, I'm never mad about red on red, but I think all the volume gives a little bit of something. And she's, I mean, she's a duchess. I mean, the woman can do no wrong. And the dress has pockets.
Okay, when a dress has pockets, can I tell you, personally, when a dress has pockets, I think it's it for me.
It is.
I think anybody that can hold my cell phone, man,
Totally.
is the perfect. Like, can you hold this quickly?
Keys, mask, lipstick. Yeah.
Yes. Just like that.
No.
Just give me a cell phone back. It's in your dress somewhere. I think it's perfect. Let's move on to our next one over here. You got Yara Shahidi.
Again, like
Yeah.
such a beautiful classic 50s style. Love the monochrome, love the green. Also wearing a young, little-known black designer. Also, God, she's gorgeous.
She is indeed, and I love the skin tone versus the color chosen as well.
Completely.
It's a great pop as well, and I also think green for me gives a bit of energy. Like as you walk down, you just feel it from a mile away.
Beautiful.
And I think Yara is just, it's really, really great. No shade here.
No shade.
No Shahidi.
No Shahidi.
Not at all. Kate Winslet, my heart will go on, but will it for you?
Hey, my heart will go on. She's such a diva. I
Yes.
just adore her. She's wearing Giorgio Armani. It's a column dress. She looks magnificent. As an award winner, she looks her age. It suits her style. It suits her shape. It's beautiful.
So you get an award, a certificate.
A certificate,
Yep.
yes.
Does she get it?
Yes.
Okay, she gets it.
Don't you think?
I love it.
Angela.
Angela Bassett. Okay, can I just say, I crush so hard on Angela Bassett, given the fact that this woman has got poise. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
Poise. It's like she's got this evergreen, sort of, even her stature and the way her posture. Everything is just...
She's magnificent.
It really is. So what are you thinking about the question mark in pink here?
So the question mark in pink works for me. Does it not work for you?
No, I'm asking you. I turned to the screen and I saw a question mark. So it's actually a question mark.
Okay. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
asking, Carl.
Yes.
I love the question mark. I think it adds a little something.
Yes.
But it's quite a bold look to pull
really
off
is
on
bold.
the red carpet, like a big frill. I can't imagine that she felt... I'm not quite sure what happens when she sits down and she peeks out the top.
Yeah, I want to know.
But it looks beautiful standing.
Is it flaminstay or flamingo? I just wanted to ask the question.
It's an excellent question.
Okay, well, we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, excellent question.
Over to the next one. We've got Jennifer Coolidge over here.
Ooh.
And this is Stifler's mom. What are you thinking?
Stifler's mom. I mean, Jennifer Coolidge is having a bit of a moment because I think she's finally moved on from old Stifler, which has taken her decades, let's be honest.
Definitely, yeah.
So White Lotus Jennifer is very classy, and I love the sort of caped dress.
A caped.
Yeah, love it.
Anything from the
Love
Cape.
a cape. Yeah.
Right? Anything from the Cape is good, Xe. I like it.
A Kaapse frok, yeah.
All right, let's go over to, we've got another one on board for you, and this is Anya Taylor-Joy. Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of Anya Taylor-Joy ever since I watched like Split. When she was in that movie.
Right.
I think her intensity is brilliant. And then obviously she went on to do some crazy things,
Yeah.
especially she loves chess, which is cool.
She does.
What are you thinking over here?
I mean, I don't see many chess players dressed like that, but I think that Anya is wearing Dior for a start.
Yes.
And that yellow, again, like yellow on the red carpet,
Bright
like
colours.
those bold colours, just look so magnificent. I think she looked absolutely gorgeous. She looks like she's a column. Okay, she's a very tall, slim girl.
Yeah.
With her hair piled up on top of her hair, that bright red lip, the Tiffany jewels, the everything.
All right.
She was one of my best dressed of the night. In fact, the two girls in yellow, Michaela and her, were my best dressed.
Love it.
The yellow.
Okay, so on to the next one. This is, let's go for Emma Corrin. Can we go there?
Yeah,
Let's go here.
Let's go there. Okay, so Emma. I mean, even
I
Emma
ask?
looks slightly embarrassed.
Emma's at the Emmys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to know, were they casting for Handmaid's Tale at the same time? I want to ask the question, just in case.
I feel like it's synchronized swimming meets The Handmaid's Tale.
Really?
Because I'm not sure what the duck was for.
I don't know if it could be classic.
And then
I
the
don't know.
Wolverine nails
Oh, yes.
also.
I didn't even see those now that I see
Oh,
them.
how can you not? Yeah.
It's a
you
more-
cannot not see them once they, yeah.
Wow, so are you saying more claws, less applause?
Way less applause. I will also say it is still beautiful designer, but I'm just not sure what the vibe was.
All right. Yeah, I also think it's a bit, it's a bit swing. If you look at those side by side, I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah, I get you. There's flow. And,
Cherry color,
yeah.
sadness at the apocalypse.
Wowza.
Yeah. Yeah,
Danny.
Yeah.
Danny, thank you so much for joining. That was so much fun. I love Modern Lux, by the way. You're just incredible.
Thank you.
Sure. So, Danny Weekly giving a strong performance with regard to all those looks on the Emmy Awards carpet. And of course, when it comes to Emmys, there's got to be some sort of TV series and even some movies. And that's why we have to go over to Ryle, who is standing by to tackle those.
how can you not get pumped, hyped, and excited for that tune? Of course, JP Sebastian in the building. JP, how you doing, brother? Away. I'm liking that look, man. You're looking very profesh today. What's going on?
I am on TV today, but wearing pajama pants today. No one will know.
I was just about to ask you, since when has that ever mattered, man? But listen, as always, I'm trying to figure out what your theme is of the morning. It seems like musicals until we got to the end of until I got to the third title, and I was a bit confused, so I'm not going to get into that now. But what do you got for us this morning, man?
Ryle always thinks I'm leaving them a trail of breadcrumbs. Yeah, sometimes I'm theming these together, sometimes I'm tying them together, and you're right, this time there is a theme.
All right.
So, although there are 2 musicals at the top, we got another one that isn't at the end. They were all Broadway plays originally. So for the theatre folks,
okay,
treat for you.
So
the first one is Dear Evan Hansen. Know anything about this? I think that there are a lot of people hyped about it. And it's largely the case because obviously young adult movies are quite popular these days. Going all the way back, though, like how old can a teenager get, to like The Fault in Our Stars, that type of stuff, you know, where, oh, shame, it's the troubled teen. They get this one glimpse of hope, and there's no sort of superheroism or anything like it. It's all supposed to feel hyper real and in the moment. But this one seems to take quite a sort of a more natural position than a lot of those other movies. Anyway, let me get into the meat and potatoes. So you're looking at there is Evan Hansen, and he's a dude who a lot of people are complaining looks 40 years old. I mean, to be fair, sure, he looks like, I don't know.
He does have a bit of a drab vibe going on there.
Yeah, but maybe we had those guys at school, right? There was the guy who was like you referred to as the coach, because you got confused. I don't know. You'd go to his office and I don't know, get demerits. Anyway, Evan Hansen is a dude who struggles with social anxiety. Hello, I'm JP Sebastian. So I'm just saying that because a lot of us can relate to that. Super awkward guy here. Hi. One. And he's medicated for it. He's seen a therapist. He seems to be doing fine. He writes letters to himself as a form of therapy to say, Dear Evan Hansen, this is how I imagine the day is going to be. Let's start it off with a bang. This is what I want to happen, blah, 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 blah. He bumps into a dude who is also got his own struggles in life. He finds no one at his school will sign his cast for him, but this one dude does. Except, however, the guy feels like Evan's making fun of him because he finds one of the letters. He thinks that it's directed at him, and then poor guy commits suicide. Teen suicide, really serious thing, and I think this is why it's going to resonate with a lot of people, of course, is because we're all going through it. A lot of teenagers are going through it. They feel alone. They feel misunderstood. And maybe that's the purest gift, I suppose, about the singing in this is that it does feel like it's, you know, from deep down. And you can find that because it's the musical writers of things like The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman.
Oh, yeah.
They're very sort of, you know, how do we keep it unaffected without the... I don't know what that was, but I probably called a flock of wild birds to my window. So, yeah, it looks very honest, even if he is a bit old and weird looking. But didn't we all have a Wolf Ferrell stage in high school? We all looked like the Step Brothers at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Dear Evan Hansen is November 26th.
And it's something I think is so pertinent right now, especially for what you said. Everyone can relate to and associate with. And I definitely also needed your help on Music Match earlier with that voice, man. But next one up on the list, I'm sure everybody's aware of it. West Side Story. This is a well-known title, indeed.
I'm not a musicals guy. They can be way too corny and over, like, hey, here's the part where you're supposed to smile. Here's the part that I'm delivering to you. Oh, here's the soft part. But Steven Spielberg goes, hey, guys, cute Aladdin, cute musical in the Heights. Hold my Oscars, let me try this. So the first musical from Steven Spielberg is clearly about to knock it out the park. That's the first time you're seeing there. Rachel Zegler, who was among 30,000 people who were tried for the part. She's done nothing in the past. I think all she had was YouTube, where it was her audition. Steven Spielberg, of all people, goes, let me give a chance to a nobody. But what's important is that he brought these actors to the front of the story and said, look, it's a Puerto Rican story for a lot of you. We want you to write from your own experiences. We want you to bring to the script. So it's not a remake of the 1961 movie that won 10 Oscars. Rita Moreno, who we're seeing there, who was in the original. So definitely this is bound for Oscar glory, but Spielberg says this is his own thing. Look at these visuals. Good grief. Janusz Kaminski, cinematographer, a long time for Steven Spielberg, and he always has, from Schindler's List through to Munich, which is probably Steven Spielberg's greatest movie, these dark blank slates and then just this thin sliver of a silver lining of hope. Perfect for what is needed for West Side Story. That is December 10th in South Africa. Going to knock it out the park. Not even a musical sky, but moving visuals. And the singing actually sounds so natural. It's all just like, you know, it's these little prayers that the girl is making out the window, you know, or the guy is making about the girl. But it's He's overperformed. Hey, James Corden, please stop singing. Anyway, that's enough.
Of course, man. And look, anything with Steven Spielberg on means that you got to watch it. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Look, that's all the time we got for right now. Of course, JP, don't go anywhere. We're going to be catching up on more latest trailers to look forward to. So we'll see you just in a bit after the break. Don't go anywhere.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Thank you, Mzansi. We're not going anywhere. Of course, we're carrying on with the latest trailers, and JSP Sebastian is here to serve us, and hopefully those flock of seagulls are still there to accompany all the beauty that comes from this man right now. JB, we were talking about some good stuff before this, but I'm excited because I'm seeing a title here with an incredible director and some insane actors. But before we get into that, let's talk about the first one on the list that you've got for us, My Son. What's that about, man?
So if you want sort of a rough thematic overarching thing here, these are all the weirdos. Experimental movies that were made during lockdown.
I couldn't figure out what this was, so I thought there wasn't, but I see you. Okay, I got you. So what's happening here, man?
Sticky. So My Son, very blandly named name, isn't it? It's a pretty run-of-the-mill kind of story by the looks of things as well. Kid gets kidnapped, guy goes Liam Neeson style, James McAvoy, not just Guy, JP. It was Carl who was just talking about Split, in fact, where we made James McAvoy run the acting Olympics where he had to play 24 personalities. And yet again, we're putting poor James McAvoy through the mill here. We're running the hamster wheel, being a guinea pig for acting. Why? In a movie that JP is describing as generic? Well, because, like I said, it's experimental. My Son, every other actor was given the script to the movie. Poor James McAvoy is trying to figure it out as he goes along. He was not, everything he does in this is improvised. Now you can imagine something like that could go horribly wrong. Like, how many times does the actor just get to go, I don't know, how about you give me another clue to find my son? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I swear, if I had to try to improvise figuring out who kidnapped my son and where he might be, the movie would be 6 hours long until eventually he's just like, everyone's like, he's 5 foot high. He was wearing a blue little, bikie or something like that. Anyway, all that silliness aside, James McAvoy is the man for the job. He's always up for something interesting and hard to do. Split was the one Carl mentioned where he had to do something exceptionally hard, and he did shine in that. And what a good actor. I love everything that's promising about him. He was such a great Professor X in the X-Men series. And hey, he's allowed to get experimental once in a while. So in this one, like I said, totally, he's in the dark throughout everything. He has the bare backbone of what his character is. But he's figuring out who the other actors are as they go along. Hey, how can I not mention Claire Foy, who is the ex-wife in this? She's obviously a famous actor as well, but it's just the two of them. She has the whole script, he has nooks. So there's no date for that in SA just yet. Like I said, could be a total bomb, we'll see.
Wow, that sounds incredible, but I'm here for it. I mean, especially in the industry and especially for everybody that's involved. This is something awesome. I think we need to do things like this to kind of shake that mold that you speak of, man. And speaking of mold, something that I've absolutely loved, and this is the one I've been looking forward to, Nightmare Alley, directed by Guillermo del Toro. Man, this one looks awesome, especially look at that lineup of stars. Come on.
Read them for me, Ryle. There are
so
such good names in there.
Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Toni Collette, Willem Dafoe, Richard Rooney Mara, Ron Perlman, David Strathairn. I mean, come on. What's more not to love about that? It doesn't even matter what they're doing. I'm just going to watch it.
Like, make a distinction. They're all one big Oscar. And this movie has in fact been released in time, in mind for Oscar season, so it knows that it's bound for glory. Richard Jenkins' shape was one of the names that you just like blended into all the others. Oh man, that dude deserves his own category just for whenever he gives a speech. The last time he was in The Shape of Water, the one that won Best Picture and Best Director for Guillermo del Toro. Oh, and he's poem reading at the end, my eyes, my poor eyes. Look, I don't even need to tell you about this movie because the trailer is not helpful at all. But weirdly, it's one of those rare trailers where everyone comments on YouTube, they go, I know nothing about this movie, and I am so intrigued. Tiny shot there of Willem Dafoe. Look how beautiful this is, by the way. Guillermo del Toro says that after The Nightmare Alley, his filmmaking style has totally changed. He says his worldview has changed. Him and Bradley Cooper formed a super bromance about this. Bradley Cooper obviously has been trying to break into his own directorial sort of direction. So the two of them might pair up in future. They seem to really hit it off on Nightmare Alley. And it's a totally different look, I think, than what we're used to from previous things by Guillermo del Toro, Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy, Pacific Rim. Dude, that's what I love about him. He does what he wants, even though, you know, I'm not necessarily super sweet on stuff like Pacific Rim, but he was a complete master in The Shape of Water, and I'm pretty sure Nightmare Alley will deliver just as well. Willem Dafoe does a whole voice thing there in that entire trailer where he steals the show and you only see his face for a second. So since The Lighthouse, they're giving him these high energy, hyped up sort of characters, and Nightmare Alley will be in South Africa. No date for it just yet, weirdly enough. But December in America means it's going to be December, I promise you.
Oh man, something to definitely look forward to. Striking visuals. And last on the list before we just run away, we've got some more time for this one. Fried Berry. Take us through this as quick as you can. JP, what's this about?
We have to have time for Fried Berry. I have to do this as quick as I can, which is perfect. It's set in Cape Town. First, woohoo, most important thing. Directed by a guy named Brian Kruger, and he is a first-timer, as well as Gary Green, who plays Fried Berry. As this character is a zonked out dude who's just looking for his next fix on the streets of Cape Town. I swear I know this guy's face, and I promise you I've headbanged with him in Mercury. He's not an actor. If you've been along, you have seen Gary Green. Otherwise, there are definitely some familiar faces there. Sean Cameron, Michael. There's some actors, familiar names, familiar faces, and they all pull their weight. But Barry's the first time, and that's the whole point of a movie that is totally gonzo, totally off the wall. He gets abducted by aliens, given superpowers, and for that reason, women flock to him like seagulls flock to JP, and he is able to take every drug in the universe, and he feels like this is going to empower him to save mankind. It's totally nuts, totally screwy, totally bonkers, and people are loving it all over the world already. Critics are saying it. Cult destiny, cult bound. Fried Berry, no dating message.
Visuals look crazy.
Everyone
I mean, I don't even know if the man's got makeup or not, but he looks like his character is perfect for it. JP Sebastian, can't thank you enough for coming through, feeding us with the goods, and getting us hyped up and excited. Oh, the end of the year is going to be good for this man. Have a beautiful day, brother.
You too, my friend.
Enjoy
Bye.
the seagulls. Of course, JP coming through again. I love this man. He gets me so excited. He gets me so pumped. And speaking of excited and pumped, G, what's happening, man?
We are getting completely excited and pumped about exploring our heritage, about delving into our own heritage, yes, ahead of Heritage Day on Friday, but also about delving into the heritage and culture of each other, because that is ultimately what Heritage Day is all about. They say sharing is caring, and that couldn't be truer when it comes to our food. That, for me, is the first way to express our culture. And today we are #LovingLocal and exploring how our heritage and cultural differences enrich our shared stories, bringing us closer together. I love it. And if you're wondering what's for dinner, then wonder no more and add this unmistakably delicious aloo bonda to our menu. Now, the spicy vegan potato, we can call them potato bites, if you will, jam-packed full of flavor. They are delightful and come together in no time at all. I am hoping, because there's quite a diverse mix of ingredients. Chef Chumi is back.
Sir.
Very aromatic. And this is an opportunity, as I understand it, for you to explore a different food culture, because you get to embrace cultures in the most fundamental way by cooking.
Graham, I cannot think of any other way that expresses unity than food. And I think South Africans, we hit the nail on the head every time, because what is a Heritage Day to us? It's sharing food. We share our meals. We share different recipes. We share so many different things. On that day, some person brings the meat, another person brings a salad. So this is the perfect dish to bring to on Heritage Day, to share with your family, to share with new people. I mean, I got introduced to these type of dishes by a friend of mine called Sadiqa Fakir.
Hi, Sadiqa. We love Sadiqa. She's been on
it's called aloo bonda, right? Aloo stands for potato. I didn't know this until she shared it with me.
Because there are so many aloo-based recipes. Okay, well, now you've taught me a little bit more about the South African heritage. I love that, delving into the Indian heritage, which is such a proud component part of South African food culture.
Correct.
I love that. Okay, so what's popping, literally popping, in the pan?
Right, so I've added some of our aromatics into the pot here with some oil. I'm going to move it aside because we don't want them popping out of the pot.
That is the most dramatic, spectacular pot of the day. Congratulations.
So what I've done there is I've added our aromatics in there because we want to toast them up. What that helps with, it releases the flavor. You know, it releases the essence of whatever ingredient you've added in there. We've got some mustard seeds, we've got some coriander seeds, we've also got some cumin seeds, and the correct way to say it, we've got some dhania seeds, and we've got some jeera seeds in there. And all of these come together to give us a beautiful, tasty dish. I'm going to add, which one of my friends also, Dion Vangatas, who's also shared so many recipes with me, and he says there's a holy trinity of ingredients that must always be there, and it's ginger, garlic, and some onion, or chilies rather.
Okay.
Ginger, garlic, and chilies.
The
so
Holy
necessary.
Trinity. Okay, I get that. One
Such
thing I've also learned that is a base, often when cooking curries, but when using those aromatics, why we roast them first is so that they can infuse the flavor into the oil, because then that oil transfers that flavor throughout the entire dish, and it's a layering of flavor. Build it, build it, build it.
And isn't that such a beautiful thing where we can now speak so comfortably about dishes and recipes and stuff like that? But it's because our friends, our families have decided to share that with us. And into this, I'm going to be adding some turmeric powder into our dish, as well as some peri peri. I'm actually going to pass these on to you as well, because you need to add them to your batter, because what aloo bonda is, in essence, is a potato fritter that's been coated in a nice batter and then
it's got to be crispy. It's got to have that beautiful, lovely crisp. Okay, so I've got chickpea flour here as the base. Where do I begin? What do I need to do?
You can actually add all the dry ingredients together first, and that would be your corn flour, your salt. You've also got that chickpea flour you spoke about, and then you can go in with the peri peri. Mix that all together.
I'm going to go with a very peri, if that's okay. I love peri. It also adds a beautiful golden color component.
And I couldn't think of
turmeric as well.
Just a little bit of turmeric. And I couldn't think of a better dish that actually describes us South Africans. I mean, you've got the softness of the potatoes, you've got the heat from the spice and the peri-peri, you've got the sweetness from the onions. I mean, that's like an array of flavors, and that's how South Africans are. We are just a melting pot of cultures
We're a
and
flavor
heritage.
bomb. We're a flavor bomb in this country. What's for Dinner has recipes that are perfect by brands that are known and loved in all South African homes. It really does bring what we are talking about all together, from Knorr and Raja to Robertson's and Aromat, to name just a few. You are guaranteed to have all of those in your pantry. Undoubtedly, these are flavors that we've grown up with. They are part of our DNA. These brands have been with us for generations. They are part of our cultural heritage, allowing What's for Dinner to offer a truly South African-inspired experience. I have a feeling What's for Dinner is going to be a resource that we lean on a lot. Okay, so my dry ingredients are together. What's next?
Let's go in with those wet ingredients now. So we're creating a batter that we're going to be using. Once you've made our mixture, this is how it's going to look.
Can I put all the water in?
Add it a little at a time, because we don't want it to be too runny, because we want it to coat the potato fritters nicely. We want to make sure that the bondas are nice and soft, but also have that beautiful batter on the outside. I think that, don't even add more.
Would you really?
Get the rest of it first.
See, man.
And then, and then now maybe I'll
you can add
just a touch. Because we want it to be able to create that coating on the outside, and you can start dunking these babies in there.
How's that? A little bit more?
A little bit more.
Cool.
And then, in essence, we dunk them in there. I'm going to put them into our deep fryer, and then that's how you get...
Woo!
I know, right?
The spice and my mouth is watering so much. I love chili bites, and I like this is like a chili bite with a little extra chutzpah. I love
you'd expect that when people have different cultures and different flavors, you'd expect that would set us apart. And instead, it actually brings us all together, because it says to you, if you're good at something, how's about you share it with me?
Use your little spoon here, do you mind?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, how's about you share your recipe with me, I share my recipe with you, and then we come together at the table and we just enjoy all of it together. And that's what I've also loved about, I mean, being on the show that I'm on. Meeting so many different people. It's Heritage Month. Us getting to taste our different dishes and share all of that. Are you winning?
I'm learning. I'm learning as I go. I probably got a little bit too much batter on that one, but I love it.
Do you want me to?
You're going to take over. I'm going to go and have a taste.
Let's have you taste
I love
these
the
ones
spice.
that I made.
All right.
Let me know what you think.
Oh, look at that. I like the fact that we've broken one. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to break one open. Crispy on the outside, soft
on
and
the
tender.
I can see your mouth is
Yeah, no, I'm going in for a double. Oh, the aromatics. Absolutely beautiful.
And this is also a vegan dish, so you don't have to worry about, you know, leaving anyone out.
If you're looking for an opportunity to kind of branch out into the vegetarian space, what I love about Indian cuisine is it doesn't skimp on the flavor. So it really does add completely different flavor, kind of depth to a dish like this. Absolutely beautiful. Oh man, the only way we could cap a meal like this is giving you guys the opportunity to win, and win big. So get this. You could win a Yuppie Chef voucher valued at 20,000 Rand. 20,000 Rand. What you have to do is simply visit whatsfordinner.co.za/loving-local. Sign up. It really is simple. It's as simple as that. And then the competition is yours to be won. And it closes at midnight, Thursday, the 30th of September. That's next week. But you can find all the terms and conditions on whatsfordinner.co.za. as well as a host of amazing culinary inspiration using, as I said, some of those brands that are being passed down from generation to generation, but I really do suggest you go and enter now. I'm going to have another taste. Beautiful.
This Friday evening on the Tastemaster SA, it's the first elimination challenge as the bottom 6 contestants compete to create the ultimate Instagrammable bake.
Things are not going as planned right now. This is not my standard.
The tears, why?
Kinsani is losing it.
What's happening?
I am not finishing this cake. What? This chaos has just thrown me off. My reputation is gone.
Get ready to bake more memories this Friday, 7 p.m. only on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, welcome back, you beautiful souls. We're still locked in right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, opening up on S3. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the most sultry voice in the building right now, Liam McDermott, is standing by to perform another one. But before we get into that magic, let's find out what's happening in the news with Mr. Wasty.
And don't you worry, Liam McDermott's performance will be coming up in the next few moments. But for now, the National Union of Metalworkers of South Africa, NUMSA, is embarking on a national strike in the engineering sector on the 5th of October. This comes after the union, representing some 430,000 workers nationally, deadlocked with all engineering employer associations, negotiating a new wage deal. Employers proposed a 3-year agreement and a 4.4% increase for this year, but NUMSA wants an 8% increase across the board for the first year and a consumer price index plus 2% improvement factor for the second and third years. On to another story. Anglican Archbishop Thabo Makgoba says South Africans have the right not to be vaccinated against COVID-19 as long as they are willing to stay at home in self-isolation. Makgoba says once people move to places they share with others, their rights should be limited by the rights of others. He says during a deadly pandemic, your neighbor's right to life should outweigh your right to do what you wish. Makgoba delivered the opening address at the Anglican Provincial Synod, and he said compulsory vaccination was a sensitive issue worldwide. Talking about worldwide, let's go to international news. The government of Sudan says it has thwarted an attempted military coup by supporters of the ousted former President Omar al-Bashir. And reports from the capital, Khartoum, say there has been intense military activity and the main bridge across the Nile has been closed. It's reported that the plotters have tried to take over the state media building. 2 years ago, Bashir, the country's long-term ruler, was toppled. The power-sharing agreement then established a government involving the military, civilian representatives and protest groups. An erupting volcano, meanwhile, in La Palma in the Spanish Canary Islands has forced the evacuation of another village in the path of lava gushing towards the sea. The evacuation of El Paso was ordered after lava started spewing from a new crack in the Cumbre Vieja volcano. Some 6,000 people have fled from lava that has buried hundreds of homes since the eruption began on Sunday. Local officials said the lava could trigger a chemical reaction that causes explosions and the release of toxic gases when it reaches the sea. And next, more fashion news from Sunday night's Emmy Awards ceremony. And yesterday morning, we marveled at the achievers of the 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards in Los Angeles. The royal drama, The Crown, and TV comedy Ted Lasso were the big winners with 7 and 4 Emmys respectively. But that was only part of the buzz, as it was one of the first in-person red carpets to occur since COVID-19. The pandemic turned red carpet dressed into virtual Instagram fits and Zoom dressing that finally came to pass at the ceremony when gender was redefined on fashion's most conservative platform. The likes of Billy Porter, Timothy Chalamet, as well as Jonathan Van Ness were serving looks that suggested that not only was the traditional suit dead, but a new era of fashion had begun, the rise of the non-binary red carpet. Fashion experts agree that top fashion honors went to Carl Clemens Hopkins from Hacks, who wore a Christian Siriano ensemble, a slashed shoulder revealing top which recalled the late Princess Diana's revenge dress, matched with a cummerbund and sash in the colors of a non-binary flag. Now, Saturday Night Live's Bowen Yang, meanwhile, pushed the boat out for gender-neutral heels with his Rancho silver shoes. It was a night to remember and, of course, a representative night that will be echoing into eternity, and hopefully more and more of those red carpets will be representative. That's a wrap on the news desk. Thanks a lot for joining us, and, of course, we have some more details for you. Stand by. Here comes the sport. Graham is here.
Well, certainly nerves in the air ahead of the Rugby Championship this weekend, and echoing that, Springbok coach Jacques Nienaber has opted to recall the experience of the trio in Lood de Jager, Elton Yankees and Frans Steyn for Saturday's Rugby Championship clash against New Zealand. There are 2 changes in the starting lineup, with de Jager returning in the place of Marvin Orrie, with Kwagga Smith replacing Franco Mostert. Then the bomb squad is no more, with a 5-3 split now on the bench as Elton Yankees and Frans Steyn join Herschel Yankees among the replacements. Proud moment for Trevor Nyakane as he'll earn his 50th cap after being named at Loosehead as well. This will be the 100th test between the 2 rivals, with the Boks having won 36 and the All Blacks 59 of the last 99 matches. Then onto our national footballing squad. Bafana head coach Hugo Broos has stuck to his plan of building a new and younger national team with players such as Debane Zuke, Jesse Don and Terence Mashego included in that provisional squad. Tsegofatso Mabaso and Vincent Pula have also been called up, while veteran fullback Sifiso Klanti, he makes a return into the team. So Bafana are gearing up for back-to-back World Cup qualifiers against Ethiopia on the 9th and the 12th of October. South Africa would have a lot of confidence heading into those games at the top of Group C with 4 points from their 2 encounters. That was after drawing 0-0 with Zimbabwe and then beating Ghana 1-0. Bruce will name that final 23-man squad on Saturday. on the ladies' side of the draw, Banyana have done it again. They defeated Nigeria 4-2 in a thriller to claim the Aisha Buhari Cup title in Lagos. Desiree Ellis's Chargers were brilliant in the first half, took a 3-0 lead into the break. An own goal from Alozi Chidi opened the scoring before a penalty from Linda Matalo, and then a goal from Gabriela Sagado capped off a brilliant first 45. The second half was slightly more nervy affair, with Nigeria pulling 2 goals back before Mamelo Makabane netted on the 86th minute a penalty to seal the win and the trophy. And then back in action in the IPL, the Rajasthan Royals, they edged out the Punjab Kings by a nail-biting 2 runs in the Indian Premier League yesterday. So Punjab won the toss, elected to bowl first. The Royals posted a very competitive 185 in their 20 overs, with Yashasvi Jaswal top scoring with 49 runs. Then Arshdeep Singh was the pick of the bowlers for the Kings, taking an incredible 5 wickets for just 32 runs. In response, Punjab only lost 4 wickets but still lost the game. Aidan Markram was in the runs, scoring 26 not out, and Mayank Agarwal notching up 67. But it was all about young Kartik Tyagi, as the 20-year-old took 2 wickets but amazingly defended just 4 runs in the final nervy over to secure the win for his team. That's where we leave our sporting headlines for this morning. Let's get one last look at the skies, as amazing as they were last night, and get some of those temperatures for today.
Thank you so much, G. Yes, indeed, the sky was amazing, especially for sky watchers who cast their gaze to the heavens last night, who saw the magnificent first spring full moon. Now, it's also known as the harvest moon, and if you missed it, you can still enjoy this astronomical event anytime after dark tonight or tomorrow night, so don't fret. So why is this moon so special? Well, the harvest moon is an old European name referring to farmers that, quote, sometimes need to work late by the light of the moon for the harvest. Now, the Oxford English Dictionary mentions 1706 as the year of its first published use, and the best time to view a full moon is a few days after the first quarter. Now, the harvest moon was exactly 180 degrees opposite the sun in ecliptic longitude in the early hours of yesterday morning. Now, take note, because you may wish to set your alarm to admire the harvest moon, associated with love in many countries and featuring in numerous titles of love stories while it lasts. Now, moving on to something even more spectacular, where Louise G. Cherry is one of our dedicated viewers and family and has an inspiring photographer too. Now, she was absolutely inspired by the harvest moon's beauty last night and captured these 2 stunning photos of the full moon. Wow. Wow. What an incredible shot, especially with the moon being so tricky to try capture as a subject. I know I've tried and it is really a hard one to do. But if you have taken any photos of the harvest moon, please come through on our social media channel. Send it through to us because we would absolutely love to see it. And of course, if you were in the studio right now, you'd see how many people are smiling by it, and we can't thank you enough. But for now, we're moving on to the rest of the temperatures around the country. We're starting off in Polokwane with a low of 7 and a high of 22 for the day. Mbombela, you start your day on 10, moving up to a high of 21 degrees Celsius. Pretoria starts the day on 10, moving up to 24 degrees. Johannesburg, your day starts 9, moving up to 22 degrees Celsius. And Mahikeng, you'll have a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 25 degrees for the day. Klerksdorp, your minimum is 11 as well, moving up to 27 degrees Celsius. Kimberley, your day starts at 13, moving up to 27 degrees Celsius for the day. Bloemfontein starts the day on 8, moving up to 25 degree maximums. And then Richards Bay starts the day on 12, moving up to 21 degrees with 25% chance of rain and cloud cover coming through there. And then Pietermaritzburg starts the day on 8, moving up to 21 degrees Celsius. Durban, your day starts at 14, moving up to 21 degrees with predominant sunny skies all the way around. Mthatha, another sunny day with a low of 8 and a high of 23 degrees. East London, your day starts on 14, moving up to 21 degrees Celsius. Cradock, your minimum is 9, moving up to a maximum of 27 degrees. In Gqeberha, we got a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 20 degrees for the day. Sunny skies can expect it all the way around, and much the same for George with a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 21 degrees. And then moving to Cape Town, your day starts at 14, moving up to 23 degrees Celsius. And Worcester, very similar temperatures, but a little bit warmer at the end of the day. Your minimum is 14, moving up to 29 degrees. Sutherland starts with a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 24 degrees. So it looks like it's finally warming up on your side of the world. And then last but not least, we've got Uppington, a minimum of 15 and maximum of 32 degrees. A beautiful sunny day. And thank you so much once again for sending in those beautiful pictures. We've got something spectacular lined up right now. You do not want to miss this. Sit back and enjoy.
Thanks a lot, Raul. And I want to tantalize the taste buds even more because we've got so much more action on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Starting off with a TikToker extraordinaire, _real Soso. She's going to give you a recipe of dumplings and chakalaka that you're going to need to see. And don't forget this guy, Liam McDermott, is in the building. Stick with us.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso and S3, and I can tell you that there is a campaign going. #RepYourHeritage this month on TikTok, and the platform is inviting creators to express their and represent their heritage through food. Now, we're joined in studio by a TikTok extraordinaire. Now, this particular person, 347,000 followers. Hello. Nandikwa Dolls, a.k.a. the _real Soso, to learn about her heritage for the month of September. Welcome, the real Soso.
Thank you.
Hey, is this your first time on TV?
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of one of those things. Well, welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much.
And we're a
for
fan of your
having
work
me.
on TikTok. And
thank you.
I must just say that this whole campaign, #RepYourHeritage, it is so special because your heritage, I believe, it's Xhosa.
Xhosa.
And talk to me about how you are doing that and repping. Is it through food? Is it through your amazing outfits as well?
Well, where do I start? You know, when someone says congratulations,
yes,
that's how I feel about being Xhosa. You know?
Really?
Yes, like it's so amazing. But on a serious note, the pause. No, don't do that. So on national TV. Don't.
What pause? No, the pause is important. Remember, the pause is important. They have it on National Geographic when there's a bear with a big pause. It's like that. It works. Don't worry. It's fine. Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to say, you know, being Xhosa is such an amazing thing for me.
Yes.
I take pride in it, from my hair to my skin to how we wear our clothing.
Yes.
So this campaign has been such an amazing campaign because,
I'm so happy.
you know, I've been learning a lot of new recipes through this campaign.
Like this one, the dumplings and chakalaka.
Well, this has always been my all-time favorite.
All right.
From home, back home. I'm from PE, by the way. I'm not from Cape Town. So in Eastern Cape, this is the food that, you know, always goes with this. It's always used as the sides.
And it's vibrant. There's so many colors over here. So take me through the process. I want to be in, you know, this is the great thing about Heritage Day, is that we have to be entrenched in heritage. And because Xhosa is something that I did when, you know, at school all the way through, culturally, like even my teacher called me Lonwabo.
Lonwabo?
Yes. She said,
you know
I was
what
like,
that means?
Happiness, apparently. That's right. Because I'm happy. So I'm happy to have you here. So take me through it. Where will we start?
Okay, firstly, we're going to take our onions.
Yes.
And the stove is hot, yes.
Yes, okay, cool.
We're
I love the sound.
Frying.
Yes. That's it.
Me too.
Now the onions. And I'm going to ask you...
after that...
And you know, also, we're learning as we go along, right? So,
okay.
So for those who don't know, what
Can I have a knife?
What onions...
Because I'd like to chop my...
Do you want to chop that down?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. We'll hook you up a knife, or maybe you want to use a spoon, up to you, but we'll get that for you.
I can use
there we go.
this.
And so I want to ask you, onions in Xhosa.
Onions in Xhosa are called itswele.
See? We're learning, and that's the great thing about building bridges. Food, I believe, is the perfect vehicle to build and to grow in vocab and to grow in sort of ideology, and that's the great thing. So I'm glad we learnt onions today.
Onions
All right.
is called.
So what you just did, you did a bit of chopping on your, is that a beef stock cube that you used over there? Okay, great.
Cube.
So we've got that in, we've got the onions going, we've got the pot going down over there. There are still some other
I'm going to
elements.
stir this a bit.
Love it. And
Make
also,
sure that it does not burn.
And what are you building now? Are you starting to build are you building the chakalaka?
Yes, I'm still building the base for the chakalaka. Then I'm going to add my robot peppers, which is the green, yellow,
and you know what I love? South Africa, because there's another bit of heritage. If you ask somebody what a robot is overseas, they'll be like, isn't it that thing that actually does the, like, hello?
Robot, yeah.
And then, but we are like, no, it's a traffic light.
It's
hello.
a traffic light,
So
yes.
while that goes down, I'm going to try and jump forward, because you know how we do it in the kitchen? We like speeding things up a bit. So we've got that in the pot now. What would be our next steps, chef?
Our next step, we're going to take our carrots and add them here.
And that's natural sweetness comes through, I suppose.
That's true, but preferably most people like their carrots grated.
Okay.
But diced carrots also still do. Okay, we're gonna wait for the
no problem.
For the peppers.
And so we're gonna work it. We're just gonna work it through and make sure that that's gorgeous. And so once the carrots go in, I see you've got some aromatics there as well. You've got some spices.
Yes,
what are we working with there?
Yes, spices, but these spices will go in after I put my carrots.
Okay, no problem. So am I seeing right? It looks like it could be curry powder there.
Yes, that's paprika powder.
Okay.
And the all-in-one.
Oh, the all-in-one. See, the all-in-one, that one is so good. It just works, because you put a tablespoon in there and you're like, you're good to go.
It works with everything.
And then, just to jump forward ahead, the real sauce. I'm going to call you by your TikTok handle, sorry.
Okay.
But this area over here, I'm seeing chutney, I'm seeing tomato sauce, I'm seeing some sweet chili there, I'm seeing some baked beans as well. What are we doing? What's happening?
That's where the flavor comes in. With the chutney and the sweet chili and the tomato sauce, that's where the flavor comes in. And also, it helps the peppers and the carrots to be more loose. Because, you know, they become... I don't know how to say it in English, guys. I'm not English is not my mother tongue. So I'm going to, into Xhosa every now and then.
Yep.
So, because they're dibana.
All right.
You know, when you put them all together. So... you don't want your peppers to be too soft. So you're going to go in with your carrots.
So basically,
when they...
So the binding is important for everything to come together. And,
that's true.
And this is the thing, the sauciness comes from this. Is going to work it through. It's going to cook down beautifully. And I mean, the whole process itself to cook this down to make the perfect chakalaka, in your opinion, what are we looking at in terms of time in that pot there?
We're looking at something like 15 minutes.
Okay, great.
It won't take that long.
All right, lovely.
Just
and it's smelling so good, Chef. It's smelling so amazing. And then the dombolo, I just wanted to, as once again, the magic of TV,
Actually,
we fast forward.
we were supposed to start with that.
I know, it's okay. I tell you what we can do. Well, what we will do is that I've actually been working tirelessly.
Can I just lower the stove because it's a bit high and I don't know how it works.
I'll lower it for you.
Come help me.
Okay, here we go. We're going to go all the way down and lower it. Okay. So what I will say, Chef, is that we've got it covered. So while we're doing this here, I've got the entire recipe as well as the method for you on expressoshow.com. You can go over there. Plus, if you want to follow us on TikTok, please do, at Expresso Show. You'll see some videos. Apparently, Graham and I went viral once back in the day. But just please go check us out. It's cool. This is the beautiful pot, the dumpling pot. That'll be served with the chakalaka. And this is, of course, the _real sauce. So on TikTok, please follow her. We are #repping your heritage, of course. And the thing is, if you are on TikTok, it's important to use the platform to showcase who you are. That's what Heritage Day is all about. While we do the dumplings on this side and get the chakalaka going, we have a finished product on that side. Take a look at it and try to get to it as close as you can. And also shoot a video and tag us in it. Why not? Just #rep your heritage. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And the real sauce.
Yeah, boy, yes.
Yo.
That's definitely something we want you to try at home, but maybe not what you're about to experience now, because this takes a lot of talent, a lot of pizzazz, and a lot of, I don't know, just that fierce and the good stuff. So we're back on the Expresso stage with our singer and songwriter, it's Liam McDermott. And yes, we saw your comments. We agree with you. He is a heartbreaker. He looks like a stunner indeed, but he's singing about all the things when it comes to losing love right now, as he delivers us Elvis Presley's hit 1956 record, Heartbreak Hotel. Liam, do the thanks, man.
Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. Well, it's down at the end of Lonely Street at Heartbreak Hotel. Oh, baby, I'm feeling so lonely, baby. I'm feeling so lonely. I feel so lonely, I could die. Well, although it's always crowded, you still can find some room for a broken-hearted lover to cry away all day room. Oh, baby, I'm feeling so lonely, baby. I'm feeling so lonely. I feel so lonely, I could die. Desk clerk's dressed in black, and she's been so long on Lonely Street, she'll never look back. Oh, I'm feeling so lonely, baby. I'm feeling so lonely. I feel so lonely, I could die. Well, if your baby leaves you, you've got a tale to tell, and just take a walk down Lonely Street to Heartbreak Hotel. Oh, baby, I'm feeling so lonely, baby. I'm feeling so lonely. I feel so lonely, I could die.
You just got me doing this, man. Wow. Took me straight, it took me straight back to the 50s, brother. Oh, absolutely loving it. Liam McDermott sending us into the 50s, sending us into Heartbreak Hotel, of course. And don't go anywhere in Zanzibar. We've got one more performance from the legend coming at you in a bit. Yeah, the name of man. I love it.
Live the latest interior design as the Parks Lifestyle Apartments in Riversands host this year's Home Deco Expo. With 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments fully decorated by 10 top interior deco talents, you can buy complete looks, individual pieces or copy signature designs. And with entrance free on open day, get to the Parks Lifestyle Apartments just off William Nicol in Fourways for Home Deco Expo, 18th to 19th September and the 24th to the 26th of September.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Right now, we are talking about color. Color is all around us, and we may not realize it, but our surroundings play a large role in the way we feel. Now, our moods, our emotions are all affected. We're chatting to psychologist, a good friend of ours, Dr. Asha Dalib, about color therapy and how colors can affect our moods. And just looking at you this morning already makes the mood a bit lighter.
Yeah.
The yellow color.
You're a ray of sunshine.
There you go.
I don't know what the pink says about me, but it makes me feel actually quite good. It's freeing. It's a liberating colour. The bottom line is our colour, especially in our living space, really does affect our mood. Why is that? How does it affect us?
So, Graham, we are all visual, so we take in colour, and colour therapy is actually an extension of environmental psychology. And our environments have a huge impact on our moods, our feelings, our behavior, everything we take in from our environments. And color is everywhere. We're taking it through our eyes, through our senses, and then it actually has an impact on our brains and how we interpret it. Sometimes it can be a stimulant, sometimes it can be an irritant, and it's very individual for every person. I mean, I may love yellow, but yellow may not do anything for you. So for some colours it's invigorating and energizing. So we need to really resonate with what comes naturally to us, what are we attracted to naturally, and embrace that.
Use that, yeah. It's like an easy tool that you can use to enhance your mood. I love that.
And this is actually a thing, it's called colour therapy. It's introducing different colours to brighten the mood. Exactly what is this? Is this a new thing? Is it a new trend?
So colour therapy is an alternative therapy. It's making headway with research, but people usually use it as an integrative approach in colour medicine, energy medicine. So these approaches are being combined with traditional Western medicine, with more medicine that has already got the backing of scientific research. But research is really coming on board, where they're bringing in colour, looking at how does colour actually impact on our complete well-being.
I'm just seeing someone being locked in like a pink room for like 3 days, and what's that going to do to them? Now, I joke about it, but there are some colours that we associate. So, for instance, I have a natural positivity or positive kind of link to green because it's outdoors. It kind of makes me feel like I'm bringing the outdoors in. What are some of the key colours that affect our mood in both a positive and a negative way?
Sure. So the way colours affect our mood, actually, we need to incorporate our culture, our age, our location, our upbringing, our association with colour, because, for example, green is a fantastic colour. It's one of the healthiest, safest colours. It resonates with relaxation, with calmness, and of course with nature. That is why when people go into nature, they feel peaceful. But other colours like white, for example, some cultures may see white as angelic and peaceful, but other cultures may associate with mourning. That is why we need to be very careful of how we understand colour, but we need to embrace it. I mean, especially in our homes, I mean, we need to bring it can be a cushion that we put onto our couch,
splash,
and a splash, and even flowers. The colour of flowers are beautiful, and our walls. We can do a feature wall in our home that can really stand out, and we can walk in and experience joy and exuberation.
Do you think just go big and go bold and change all the colours of the walls, yellow, green, orange? Or do we start with like subtle changes, like you said, the pillow, a plant? How would you introduce it into the home space?
Definitely subtly, and you know, go with your seasons. Obviously, some seasons we are resonating with different colours, so a splash of colour here and there always is great. And of course, our gardens. I mean, even just planting fresh spring flowers, that brings in the colour. Remember, there's also reflection of light onto the walls that also changes the shades of our colours. So even bulbs, a different colour bulb, a feature wall, like I say, it's beautiful.
Just allowing more light into a room, natural light even, yeah.
Natural light.
Yeah, Asha, well, guess what? You light up our life every single time that you're here. Thank you so much for teaching us about this. Of course, for you at home, you can find your perfect colour that inspires you, allowing you to create that perfect happy space you have always dreamed of. Now, Plascon, together, we've got this.
Ah, beautiful stuff right there. Now, speaking of dreams, we all dream of the day we say, I do. I do. Now, I do. Now, at our dream wedding, of course, that would be. But what happens when your friend invites you to their expensive wedding and you have to say, I can't? Well, let's find out in another round of Would You Rather.
All right.
Carl, the scenario is as follows.
Talk to me. I'm ready.
So your good friend is getting married,
Yes.
but it's out of the city, and you're going to require flights, accommodation, and all of that. And like, let's be honest, in this day and age, we struggle to afford it right now, right? So the question today is, would you rather, A, take money out of your savings or credit, or B, be honest and politely decline?
Okay.
This is a tough one, man.
It is a tough because it's your friend, all right?
Yes.
And I think, in my experience, I'm sure in yours, our friends always want us to MC their weddings. That's the truth. So I think what I'd go with probably is I'd politely decline, and I'd say, is there an option for me to video call in? Because if I'm going to create some sort of a debt, I don't want to resent his big day because I had to pay for flights and accommodation. So my opinion would be I'd be politely declining, but I'd say to him, is there an opportunity for me to send you a special video to congratulate the married couple, or maybe I can stream it in like many people are doing on different platforms. That's kind of the way I'd take it on.
I like that, Joe, and it's very relevant to the day and age that's happening right now, especially. I mean, it does also, again, depend on how good of a friend that actually is. If it's a really, really good friend, you'd probably know about this in advance, so you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yes.
But I must agree with you, in this day and age, honesty is vital, and we can't be putting ourselves on the back foot anymore than what we currently are, right?
And I know it's a good experience, I get it, like it's a very special day and you want to be present in the moment. But at the same time, there is going to be resentment if you're thinking about the debt that you could get, and I'm paying off a loan for somebody's one moment of big day. I don't want to resent you as a friend. I want to say I still love you, and that's why I couldn't come through, but I tried to be there. And you know what, maybe we can hook up again for a post reception, and I'll be there.
And reality is, man, you could do all of that, and the wedding might be cancelled because of COVID or something else. So these things are happening right now. Well, let's see what Mzansi has to say about this. Lucy Buke says, be honest and politely decline. I wish I had savings in my bank account. Well, it's unfortunately in a minus. Hashtag take money seriously. I like that. It's honesty, right?
Well, there we go. And as you can see, the day and age, people are more honest about their financial strains, and it's okay to be honest. It's a vulnerability that I think should be apparent. So Nick Lombard saying, defos be, sorry, but in the cash-strapped economy, there we go, I would friendly decline. I have put myself in debt before with weddings and flights, and although it was an amazing experience, I regret spending so much on a credit card for months afterwards. Send them a gift rather. Thank you, Nick. Brilliant.
I like that, Nick. Nice stuff. And I think everybody's kind of on the same page here. Rafil Malele says, a true friend would understand. I think that's very, very honest.
Very true.
Very, very true. And I've learned to never impress people while inside I'm dying of stress. I love this. This is honest. And like you said, we shouldn't be embarrassed about our financial situation. In this current day and age, that honesty is more important, and we have people that can support us instead, man.
Money is so tight, and I think that you shouldn't be keeping up with your friends that are, in a different financial space. It can be quite challenging. I think, never let anyone or anything throw you off your own personal financial journey. That is key. We have our own vulnerabilities. Nobody's perfect, and yes, we're all struggling. So if you're looking to make any big or small financial decisions and need assistance with a savings plan, then reach out to the Nedbank team. A little expert advice can go such a long way, and you can find them online at nedbank.co.za.
Indulge your desires. Be swept away by the fragrance of descent. Take the plunge into impulsive spending until you find yourself deeper and deeper, drowning in debt. In this world of temptation, do you want a bank that takes your money? Or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Oh, yes, you know what time it is when you hear that jingle, of course. It's another special edition. So welcome back to the installment of the Culinary Hotline, please.
Ching, ching, ching!
I always love that part of the show.
Me too. Can we just scream that out anytime, like any day of the week? Can we just...
Yeah, and sometimes I just wake up like that, man.
Do you wake up?
Ching, ching, ching!
It's the Roll the Morning Show! Ching! You do that?
Yeah, man.
I love it. I love it.
Zanzi, you need to do it too, right? So, of course, we're joined by the one and only, it's Clem Chef in the building, and we're here to answer all your questions when it comes to those culinary conundrums. And you get to call us right now on 021 110 5552, because we're here to serve you, Mzansi. Now, Clem, we were doing something awesome last week with regards to seafood, right? Last week we had a special seafood-themed culinary hotline, and we had so many questions that came through. We couldn't get through it all. So this is officially part 2. Yeah.
And you know what? I believe there could be a part 3 and a part 4, which we'll spread it out because people have questions about seafood, which I'm really happy about because we eat a lot of red meat, we eat a lot of chicken. It's nice to kind of switch it up a bit and add some seafood to your diet. They say once a week is recommended. Okay. I believe we can kind of make it a little more and just get creative with seafood.
Definitely.
Yes.
So look, I've got some questions and let's get straight into it. First up, we had Zarina Ali saying she loves calamari. I think everybody in South Africa loves calamari as well, and I always see it to be so, well, she's scared, basically. She sees it in the shop, right? And she's scared to buy it at all because sometimes when she makes it, she's not sure how to perfectly cook it and she's too scared that it's going to turn into rubber. I don't know if you've ever had rubber calamari. Man,
oh my goodness.
Bro, it is not liquor.
You go to those restaurants and then you just bite into it and you just... Chappy bubble gum. No!
Did you know
that if you cook your calamari... No, this is a serious thing because calamari is beautiful. It's a neutral flavor, but the texture is amazing. But the thing is, a few minutes, even seconds too late, and then you lose that beautiful texture. So here's the thing about calamari. You either cook it very quickly or you cook it really long, okay? There's no middle. Oh, wow. Or else you're busy playing bouncy balls with it. So here's the thing, very amazing. First, okay, by the way, seafood, we spoke about this. Before you even say seafood, you should say...
Sustainability?
Sustainability.
Yes.
If it's not sustainable, forget about it. It's not going to happen. So what I did was, I got some calamari, and from Woolies, and I thawed it out in the bag. So what you do is just straight off into that excess water. Anytime you're going to thaw seafood out, thaw it out naturally. Don't put it in water, don't put it in the microwave.
So don't put it in the straight after, like, while it's frozen. Is that not going to work? You need to thaw it.
You want to thaw it out. Right. Also, what happens is when you cook it while it's frozen, there's like a lot of water still frozen, but still stuck to it. So when you add it to your oil, it's going to start spitting. So let me do this quickly. I don't want to mess on your very nice clean
So that would also be the reason why I'm potentially getting like oil splatters and things.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of moisture.
It's a lot of moisture. So,
making sense.
Got the calamari ring. So what we're going to do is we're going to make one of my favorite calamari dishes, which is like a crispy calamari sandwich. Have you a crispy calamari Gatsby? Oh my goodness. Because when you come out the water, like you crave like...
Hey, you know, the culture inside of me, a gibba is something that can just fill the spot. A Gatsby, oh, Clem. And
you know.
A calamari Gatsby is something that I never even knew existed up until later on in my life. It was all just about polony and chips, bro.
Okay.
So, like,
you know.
Amazing, yeah.
Okay, so buttermilk, and you could use milk even if you wanted to, okay? This is going to act as the glue, which is going to help the flour stick to the calamari. So salt and pepper goes in. I'm going to add some chili flakes because I like spice with my seafood. Yes. I like spice with my spice and everything. That's going in there.
Fire in our lives.
You have to. So perfectly just like this is okay.
That it?
I want to add some extra flavor. So I've got some chipotle hot sauce, which is smoky chili, okay? This is where you can kind of like modify this batter to make it your own.
Okay.
This is going to take up flavor, so this is going to stick to your calamari.
And it's okay to add like, because the content is now increasing in this, that's all right, eh?
That's fine. Okay. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so give it a mix. So this is going to be your base. This works really well with like if you want to do even crumbed fish.
Ooh, okay.
Absolutely, put it in here. Chicken wings. It's the same. It's absolutely. Okay, so drained off that excess water. Thawed calamari rings going in. And what I want to do now, can you pop it to the side for me?
Got you,
Give it a quick mix. I've got some flour. You're going to season every single element of this dish. Flour needs salt, needs pepper, and then chili flakes, why not? Okay. Let's see, while I'm busy doing this... Oh, we got the buns toasted already, Raul.
Man, I can't...
Look at us.
You know, last time we ran out of so much time, I thought, let's prep as much as we can, because we're here to serve Mzansi, of course.
Because, guys, you don't know this. Raul actually comes, especially in the days when he has culinary hotline, he comes into the kitchen a lot earlier.
Yeah.
He actually does the prep.
I told you at 3:45 in the morning while I'm out in the kitchen, myself and the rest of the team, Nicole and Kiali, she's my favorite as well.
She is the best. She's absolutely the best. Okay, so oil's on the heat. Take your calamari, add it to the flour.
All right, so this is the important part, right? We're now battering this thing up, right?
We are. So I'm gonna do a little batch first. I'm gonna get my hands dirty. I'll wash my hands, that's fine. So get it nicely coated in that flour, give it a good mix. And just like when we fry chicken, if you can let the calamari sit in this flour for 5 minutes, you'll give that moisture a chance to hydrate. Sorry, you'll give the flour a chance to hydrate.
Get the moisture out of it again, right?
So it makes a perfect crumb on it. If you wanted to make it extra crispy, self-raising flour makes an amazing batter.
Okay.
Especially because you've got the buttermilk in there. There's a reaction between the leavening agent and the buttermilk that gives you extra crisp. So definitely...
Maybe let's lift one of those up, Clem, so we can actually see exactly how much batter we need to get on these things, because that's always a question people have.
Another thing, those straggly bits on there, that's what makes calamari.
So keep that on there.
Yeah. It turns it from a good calamari ring to an amazing one. It adds texture. So, there we go. What you're gonna do is, another thing, if you want to test your oil, take a little bit of the flour. You see? Add it to the oil. If it bubbles like that, you're good. Okay.
You don't have to sacrifice a calamari to find out.
Don't do that. And also, if it doesn't bubble, wait.
Okay.
Wait, because as soon as you add your calamari to it, every time you add something cold to the pot, it's going to reduce the temperature. You're going to drop the temperature in the oil too much. You're going to end up with a rubbery, no batter calamari. You don't want that. Okay, so
I got you.
In we go with our calamari, and calamari cooks really quick. So as soon as that flour starts to take on color, you're done. It's going to go for about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Okay, don't try and cook it too much. It's going to end up being extremely rubbery. Okay. We're looking good, and I'm intentionally dropping it like one at a time, maybe two at a time, because again, if you add too much of the calamari all at once, you're going to drop the temperature of the oil, you're going to end up with a rubber, and you're going to lose your batter.
Science out here, hey?
It's important.
Yeah.
Okay, so washing hands.
Serena, I hope you're listening, because this is something, firstly, thank you for your question, because just from that alone, I'm learning so much about calamari, and I'm here for what Clem has promised to be amazing calamari if you follow all these steps, right? Yeah.
Right. So when the calamari is in your pot, don't mix it, don't fiddle with it. Give the oil a chance to crisp up that flour, okay? You can almost kind of see it's looking a bit crispy. That's when you can kind of just make sure everything's looking good, and everything is looking good. I've got the piece of paper towel over here because you need that. You want to drain off any excess oil. When it comes out of the oil, first thing you need to do, salt. And all you're going to do is grab a bun. You do maybe a little more of that chipotle sauce.
When it comes to you, man, there's never enough chili and there's never enough spice in your meal, right?
No, you gotta love chili. Chili, I like food that fights back. So chili, things that are really acidic, you know? That's the way. Okay, so pile it nice and high. Always the thing is like when you have a calamari roll or calamari Gatsby, they never put enough calamari. I want to load it. Okay.
So true.
Make a quick slaw, a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of the slaw mix, pop it on there to add a little bit of creaminess and crunch. That's it. Okay, let's check on our calamari. Yeah, we're almost there.
If you guys have just tuned in, shame on you, but don't worry, we are making something special. We're answering the question of how to get your calamari to not turn into rubber, ideally. And Chef Clem is giving us perfect tips on this. Of course, you can also get the recipe on expressoshow.com for all these steps. So if you're not listening and you just want to pay attention to the magic right now, that's cool. You can go online and get all these steps right there. Yeah, and clearly it's that good because he's not even interested in talking anymore.
So, lemon. Squeeze a lemon over that, elevates it so much.
Okay.
Like I said, this technique works really well with any seafood, even chicken wings. So it works every single time. I'm going to fast forward. I'm just going to show you. This has been about a minute. You can let it go a little bit longer. Turn up the temperature. Here we go. But that's what happens. You see how the batter sticks to the calamari? Even creates a bit of texture?
Yes.
That's what you want.
Oh,
and if you cook it exactly like this, nice high temperature on your oil, you're going to have perfect calamari absolutely every single time. We're good. We're good.
I must just say, this is also answering another question because Lorna Fortune also asked for a tasty calamari recipe. So we're kind of like killing two birds with one stone here. Lorna Fortune, I hope you're watching as well because we're coming through. This, as we just mentioned, is a recipe you can get on expressoshow.com. It's a tasty one. It's guaranteed to be, like Chef Clem says, amazing.
Amazing.
Smelling so good. You know what? I'm going to just try one of these because I just...
You're going to try it?
I have to, man.
Wow.
I'm hungry, bruh.
Nice. So here's the thing I want you to pay attention to. The way that the calamari chews, there's no stringy bits, there's no chewy bits. It's completely tender. And that's what you want.
It's a crunchy outside from the batter, but inside it's almost like cake. It's got that beautiful soft texture. I'm not having to fight this food. I like you say you like to fight when food fights back, but that's when it comes to spices. But this texture, beautiful. It's almost close to a malt, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can associate it with that, but beautiful stuff.
You can make this a few like an hour or two ahead of time, because you can even serve this at like you keep it chilled, and then before your guests come in, you can let it come reach room temperature. Because you can actually do like a chilled calamari crunch salad. I love it. I had it before and I was like, what?
Yeah.
But what you don't want to do is you don't want to make this a day ahead in advance. What will happen is your crumb will become extremely soggy and your calamari will become chewy.
Because something that stood out here was that crunch the minute I bit into it. And that is what I'm loving. I think that puts that extra amazingness to this calamari.
Absolutely.
Loving it, man. Look, Chef Clem, as always, part 2, another one done and dusted. The culinary hotline bring. It's been absolutely spectacular. And of course, don't go anywhere because we've got so much more magic coming on the show. But don't forget, you can get this recipe, expressoshow.com. And all that's left to do is for me to tuck into this.
Go for it.
May I do the honors? Thank you very much. Yum.
Wow, if that was part 2, right? Imagine part 3. Absolutely beautiful. I can't believe the show's almost done, my friend.
Love calamari, by the way. I just thought about it.
Really?
Squeeze the lime over the top and
what?
Is that from
Wait,
outside?
hang on a minute.
Is that from outside?
What is that? Where is that coming from? Is that outside here? What? Why does that sound fills me with so much joy?
Dude, I'm 12.
Hello.
I'm 12.
What's going on here?
This season is coming.
Oh my word!
Ola. Get Ola, get joy.
Where have you been all of my life?
What? Actually, more importantly, where have you been hiding? Because where do you come from?
It was winter. Now the season is coming. Summer.
Summer's here.
So summer's here. So get Ola, get joy.
Okay, hold on.
So do you mean I can get joy right now?
Yes, you can come and get the joy.
Do you actually have ice cream? Oh my word.
Yes, I
love
have
my
ice cream.
job.
Why am I so happy right now? Okay.
I'm ready. Thank you.
Oh man.
Woo!
Oh.
Okay, you go first. I'll wait.
It's a tough choice, my friend. But do you know what I used to love? What was a special treat for me growing up? Always, it has to be a cornetto. Can I grab a cornetto, please?
No problem. You can take it.
Can I grab
It's
it?
fine.
Yay! Because you know it's a little bit of that little guy right there
see?
at the bottom. That's joy. Hola.
Yes.
Hola. Is it my turn? Is it Hola, share, yes. Sorry, I apologize.
Yay!
Oh my word!
What's it going to be, dude?
I don't know.
You know, this says a lot about the kind of guy that you are, eh? Your choice in ice cream.
Yes, you get your one choice.
Okay. Oh, I had to go with a Magnum.
I'm going to hear that.
Magnum Classic.
Yeah, I had to because you know what this reminds me of is that if you are to be spoiled, you get a Magnum. Man.
Yeah.
It's like that's when you know your parents had money. They hooked you up with some Magnum.
It's the ultimate indulgence. It is. It's the ultimate indulgence. I'm actually so happy because it feels like summer. Get in here, summer guy. Get in here.
Come here, man. Mr. Summer's here.
I understand. You need some. You need some calories to burn. Okay, my friend.
Calories right now, so I need some of this. I'm so excited, and I literally that song got me so nostalgic. I felt like a kid.
I'm still hearing it now.
I want it.
Can I dig in?
Yes, you can get on joy.
Right. Oh, there's so much to choose from. I see you guys with nice and chocolate.
I went with the cornetto.
I went with Magnum.
There's also almonds.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a clue. I'm gonna give you a clue. You'll probably figure it out after this.
That's it?
It's a twirl. Gotta be.
It's what's on it.
Yes, exotic fruit.
I absolutely love
brother, you're
You enjoy your fruitiness from this one, yes?
Thank you so much, man. I gotta do that. The ice cream. I got the ice cream. That's my ice cream dance.
Yes. Ola means happiness.
Yes. My friend, I'm going to come back every single day.
Yes, I will. Thank you so much.
Day made. Ice cream season is officially open. Choose Ola. Choose joy.
Joy, yes.
Yeah, baby.
Can we eat these?
Yes.
We'll be right back.
welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. It has been an amazing show. It's been a splendid morning being treated to the incredible vocals of an unbelievably talented young man, singer and songwriter Liam McDermott has been superb. And we'll finally hear those talents being applied to his own music right now as he takes us out with his original song, Unseen. My brother, it's been an absolute pleasure hosting you this morning. Now, you are so ridiculously talented. I cannot wait to see where you're headed in the solo kind of stage of your career, bro. You're a freaking phenomenal talent, and the music is amazing, and this is an original song, and it's just, I'd like to say it's for me, but it's actually just for you. Enjoy.
I'll never be anything more than what I already am. Each day I feel forever's warmth in my hands. We have both lived and died and seen no difference. Cannot change the past, for we are in the presence of the unseen, the unknown. All that we are and all we've become. All I know is I'm in here with all of you. No idea why I wake each day, but I do. How can I live a good life if I've never understood what it means to be alive, what it means to feel as we do? Why paint a sky of stars for no one to see? What is this all for? Surely not all for me. Why do I breathe, feel grief and all this love? For those who are here and for those who have gone. To the unseen, the unknown, all that we are and all we've become. If we're all one, then we're all
Wow.
Oh my God.
Where has this kid been?
Wow.
My word, buddy. Stand up and take a bow.
Yeah,
Liam
man.
McDermott, what a legend, man. Absolutely
Yes,
brilliant stuff.
man. Yes.
I really meant it. Every single performance, the man got me in the feels, chills down my arms, my spine, and everything.
I was joking because like Elvis is kind of a spirit animal for me. Like, Lynn's my gorgeous fiance, and I absolutely love him. She got me like hooked on his music, but because there's something that he embodies, and this kid embodies that same spirit. Absolutely beautiful.
You believe in reincarnation?
This guy's great.
He's got some power there, man. Go and support the man. Book him for your wedding, please. I wish I could fly him to the UK with me so he can perform at my wedding. Please. Absolutely.
Great.
But go to Get Lucky, man. That's the way to do it. How was your ice cream, bro?
My ice cream is very delicious right now. So I don't know where that came from. It's Liam McDermott. He's influential. Just saying.
It's been an amazing show. Thank you so much to Liam and all of you, all of our guests this morning. Never forget how much we love you. Adios.
Have a beautiful one.
Here's to the season of sunny breakfasts, healthy lunch breaks in the great outdoors, and romantic sunset dinners. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.